いう今日です。いよいよですよ。ついに来たねっていう感じですね。本当に。ちょっと T シャツ着よう。ということで、今ちゃんこんばんは。ツイッターに拡散してなかった。よいしょ。OK かな。盛り上がってる。まあね2位でユーラシア、オセアニア、まあアジアの方面の予選を2位で勝ち上がりましたんで出場してますよ。楽しみですね。まあ相手バカ強いけどね、いきなり初戦はローグっていうアメリカのチームとですね、やばいね、やばいよ。
テロリストを掃討しろ。 敵部隊を排除した。
ダメですね、今日。プレいつもだけど。プレ。
テロリストを全員排除しろ。
するわー。それ。 いないそうだろう、ショットしたのにお前か。
敵は残り3人だ。敵部隊を制圧。こちらの勝利だ。テロリストを全員排除しろ。 3人だ。
近くが待った。
あ、じゃあ、YouTube の配信開い
敵部隊
た
排除。ミッション完了だ。
何々。
アンクさんのですね、YouTube の配信開いて、ヘッドセットを配信開いた後にパッてやったら、釣りのなんか話し声がしてて、
釣り？
あれなんでおかしいなと思ったら、テレビで釣りがかかってなんかさも釣り配信してるかのような感じになってた。
それはラマさんだけでしょ。違いますよ。釣り好きだけど。今ちょっとよくどこにいるか多分ですね。足音と来たら足音で分かるし、あとは見えたら
代表、世界大会？
そうですね。
USA、本戦なんだ。なるほど。
テロリストを掃討しろ。
PUBG のモバイルはやらんすか？
はい。流行りのって言ったら
まあ FPS をスマホでやるってどうなんだろうね。
どういう風になるのかわかんないよね。一切わかんない。
そうなんですよ。なんかむしろなんか AR 風にしたら面白いんじゃないかな。
あー、なるほどね。
実際にこうなんか銃を構えるようにスマホ構えて
そうなんですよね。それで完全に不審者にならない。
もしかしたらなんすか。モニター買ったんすよね。
ラーさん？
いや、そのタンクさんが。
はいはい、買いました。
曲名。あれって、リフレッシュレートっていくつのやつです？
144まで出ますよ。
うわ、マジか。やっぱ違う？
ぬるい。
うわ24だ。
27。
あ、7。うわ。ごめんでしょ。
もうぬるいね。
いや、でもちょっと、やっぱね、60じゃあれだなって思って、いろいろ調べたら、結構なお値段するでしょ。
そうだね。まあ割と割引で使って安くは買ったけど。
メーカーどこです？
S です。
ああ。
外した。
やっぱその辺
そういう。いいっすよ。だいぶ。
いいですね。
るせいもあるんだけど、端っこで何が起こってるのかがすごいよくわかるんで、
あ、横の方が、
そう、横の方が見えるんで、こう、まあ FPS だったらこうなんていうのかな、右と左にチェックしたいドアが開いてたら両片っぽを見るともう片っぽは見えなくなるんでね、やっぱりズームされるからさ、そのサイトが、そういう時にこう間に真ん中あたりにエム置いといて、右にパッて敵が出てきたらすぐ死認してから撃つまでがだいぶ早くなったなっていうのがあるし、で試しにちょっと MMO とか起動してみると、やっぱその中でこうなんていうのかな、景色がほらパノラマ写真の雰囲気が分かります、ああいう感じになるんですよ、若干。すごいこれはいい感じにしたなって思う。
ちょっとこう斜めになって、
そう、
そういうのをね、やっぱうち田舎だから、その近所のお店にディスプレイとして置いてないんだね。普通のモニターって、まあ、別に分かる、そういうのを置いてほしいよね。特殊なもの。
そう、ちょっと特殊なやつね。まあ取り寄せはできるんだろうけどね。
そのモニター使ってる人ってなかなかいないんじゃない？
最近でも結構流行ってるよね。
今には A2 出する人。あ、モニター。
値段？
どこだって。
敵は残り3人だ。
A2 好きでしょ。
A2 ですかね。
値段多分5、6万ぐらいするんじゃないかな。
そのしない。
あ、本当？3000円ぐらい。
え何すごいだからそうですね、いろいろありますけどね、その144のリフレッシュレートのモニターなんて別にもっと値段安くてベンクとかでも全然いいのあると思うし、
ベンクは結構メジャーっちゅうね。
ベンクね、言っちゃう BN、あ、じゃあ BENQ ベンクとか
144大体3万円台かなってちょっとざーっと見て思って。
そうですね、
27の局面だったらその倍ぐらいすんじゃないって俺一瞬思ったけど、
倍までは全然いかないですよ。いかないけど、
お嬢いいね。
まあ、
なんか240とか見たらもう大変なお値段になってしまって
180とかでいいんじゃないかなって目をつかないなって思うし、
180あるの
？180のと240ので180にしてるのかな。180のとかってなかったでしたっけ？
60、144、240。
240か。ああ、じゃあ240か、240か、ごめんね。240だ、140。間違えた。ああね。
240までいくと、まあ、パソコンの性能にやっぱり、ね、こっちの方が足になっちゃう。自分パソコンでテレビ見てると、映画の来週の金曜ロードショーは流れるってしまう。
おお、ああ、なるほどね。
あれがね、ちょっとガクガクしてて、
そう、エンドロールとか見るとすごいよくわかるよね。
そう。やっぱりこう海外ドラマとか見てても、やっぱ今のグラビアが倍速で、4倍になると2倍だったら120かな。だから結構パソコンのモニターより全然ヌルヌルしてるから44はそれ以上なのかな。
生産が終了するんですけど、ソニーの
はいはい。
ハイクオリティ 4K っていう液晶テレビで X9000 万台って死んだ X9000 万台っていう X9000 かなの大きいのがあるんで、それが一応8倍速かな。
あ、すげえ。
そう、こんなやつが
X9000。ああ。ち
KJ
ょっと Amazon で見てたら、
多分49インチからですね。
そうまさにそれ。
KJ49X9000E とかかな、確か。
それまさにそれ、一番上のやつ。
これが今値崩れを起こしてて、もう本当に在庫はけたらメーカーの在庫なしになるんですよ。
2万円ぐらいにはならんよね。
たまにいらっしゃいますよ、そういうお客様。
本当に
いや、まあ冗談のつもりなんだけど。ああ、そう、16万で16
テロリストを相当
か、そうか。これ5万になんない。いやいやいやいやいやいやいやいや。
8倍速。
8倍速もあるし、あとはやっぱね、いろいろいい 4K もありますけど、かっこいい。とりあえずかっこいい。あ、なんかいいテレビ来たんだな、我が家にみたいな感じがするんですよ。そういうのがいいですよ。いいテレビ来たな、すごいです。
確かにこれだね。ベテルが壁掛けスタイルもできる。
できますね。
Android アプリ対応だって。何これ
？OS が Android ですね。だからちょっと Android のそう、場合は欠点というかがあって、起動が遅いんですよね。
遅いってどうなんだろう。例えば、Fire TV スティックと比べてどうなの？Amazon の Fire TV スティック。
Fire TV スティック遅い。なんだろうな、そのテレビをつけて電源が入ってから立ち上がるまでがやっぱりパソコンみたいにちょっと時間が少しあるみたいなとか。
テレビ自体つけるのに？そう、
テレビ自体を制御してる OS だってことだから。
そうなんだ。
そう
いうあれが入ってるんじゃなくても、それ自体が
そう。結局今もうテレビももうインターネットとのリンク機能、インターネットの機能があって、でファームウェアの更新が Wi-Fi で入ってなんてもう普通だから、もう嫌なるし、テレビが見れるバカでかいパソコンモニターみたいなもんですよ。
昔はテレビはパソコンのモニターには適さないって言われてたけど、今どうなんだろう。
テレビをパソコンのモニターとして使うってこと？そのままやっぱスケさんに聞いてみる
と。テレビで使ってるの？
シャープのハイビジョン液晶テレビモニターとして使ってなかったっけ？
違うけど、車のカーナビにFire TV スティックつけようかなってちょっと今考えてて。
あれ、そこで見るってこと？
そう。 iPad mini 4を、まあ、ちょっと、たまにこう使って。
車はやっぱタブレットくっつけとくのがいいと思うんです
まあね。
残り3人だ。
なんか、収まりが悪いというか。だから、iPad mini 4を、テザリングして。で、Wi-Fi として、早TVスティックに、今風に言うと、ギガを送る。
今風に言うとね。
敵部隊
なぜかっつうと、タブレットちょっと操作しにくくて、
そう。
で、早TVスティックだと、リモコンだから、手元で見る分にはいいけど、ナビの上にこう、磁石でくっつけてるから、
なるほどね。
そうすると手を伸ばさなきゃいけない。
確かにね。
そうなると、やっぱこう、リモコンってやっぱ結構便利だな。まあ、ナビをタッチパネルで操作できたら一番いいんだけど、
意外となんないね。
まあ、なんないというか、なんだろ
う。操作感がもっと高いやつ出ないね。
まあ、カープレイでもいいんだけど、iPad なんで、ただ音楽の Spotify とか、カープレイとかあるんだけど、ただカープレイで Spotify を普通にタブレットとかで操作するときほど、こう自由にできないというか、プレイリストを選んだりとか、歌詞を表示、非表示したりとか、マガジンを交換するっていうのがカープレイだとできないですよ。タッチパネルはできるけど。
そうだね。
そうなってくると、まあ、
新しいマガジンに変える。味方オペレーターはあと1人だ。
やってもいいのかな。4、5千円くらいだしね、あれ自体も。
そんなもんなんだ。
ファイアデルシック。そんなもんっすよ。
そっか。最近売り場で見てなかったけど。
バイオハザード物質を発見。
売り場にあったら多分誰かのいたずらでしょ。
売り場で見ないよ。
いろいろ考えて、
味方が制圧された。
スマートスピーカー置いてもいいのかなって思ったりとか。
車にスマートスピーカーはね、ありだと思うな。
ただ、全然スマートスピーカーちょっと見たら、
スマートスピーカーか、Bluetooth のじゃなくてスマートスピーカーか。いや、だって、そっか、まあ、できるか。YMAX でしたっけ？
YMAX ですね。
じゃあ、まあ、できるね。
YMAX とあとデータ SIM も入れてるから。
そっか。じゃあ、まあ、できなくはないのね。
ただどのアプリに対応してるのかなっていうのは結構メーカーであるみたいね。
そうね、メーカーによってすごい違いがあるから。
ちょっと待ってください。
部屋を死守しろ。バイオハザード物質を守れ。
リロード。
すいません、戻りました。
あと10秒。
帰ってください。
残り5秒。
上補強入ってな。開いてる。
敵部隊はバイオハザード物質の発見に失敗。
マジか。 かいや。
ちょっと今日はハイボールにしてみました。
ハイボール。
しかも辛口のドライなやつで。
ハイボール。
ハイボール。ハイボールいいね。
補強入れないでそこに固まっとるけどいいのかい。はい、よいしょ。蓋が回ってくる。
マガジンを交換する。
どうする。
敵部隊がバイオハザード物質を発見。
上を走っている。あれ死んでねえか。レーザーサイト正面にいるな。
あれなぜだ。ディスコに写真を送ったのに反映されない。
あれ形式が違う。
エッチなやつだからだよ。
そんなバカな。
エッチだからだよ。
ピンク色してるけど確かに
エッチだよ。
全力で送ってもらわんと。あ、来ましたよ。
あ出た。
C4 をセットする。
あよしあよし
敵オペレーターは残り1人だ。
上か。
いいベンチのよくわかんない。
あさっきの写真のP90 がピーちゃんで、その下のキャラがレンちゃんっていう。
来ないな。暇だな。足を飛ばします。上で足を飛ばします。
敵部隊を排除。ミッション成功。
チームでチームのゲームが Android で遊べるとか。
マジですか。
はい。あるみたいです。で、また iOS もできるようになる。いいのか。あるらしいです。
アリバイは防衛キャラなのか。
あ、新キャラ ?C じゃん。
すごい使ってみたい。
人気で
楽しそう。
毎回新オペはぶっ壊れてるって言われるから。
言ってた言ってた。
毎回言われるからね、どうせ。
バイオハザード
ライオンとか
物質を見つけろ。
やばかったらしいからね。
あれはもう終わってるっていう。指示終わったって言われたっていう。力じゃないの。力じゃないの。逃げてって。逃げてって。
時間じゃないの。
10秒。突入まで5秒。
足さんとつってくんねえかな。
バイオハザード物質の場所は不明。容器を見つけろ。
そう思っても最近に突してくれない。
よし、裏取り警戒しまーす。いるかな、いるかな、いるかな、いるかな。
そして今日のおつまみは食べたくて買ってきたカシューナッツ。
お、
ナッツいいですね。
ウイスキーにナッツはいいでしょ。
ワンエフ。
オーバーライドを起動。
やばっ。俺ねー、ミスった。銃が違った。
うまい。
大丈夫、死んでない。
ドローンを起動。敵を見つけた。2階だ。
昨日買ったドリトスもいいような気がしたんだけどね。
はいのー。イメージ OK。ありがとうございます。
知ってる。
はい、敵後ろにいるやんく。上か。しまった。上チェックした。上ないね。ちょっと頑張って。
今ちゃん見ててさ、このグルクシュバインっていうさ、
グルクシュバイン、ワインの
グルクシュバイン
グルクシュバイン。
さ、チャーム可愛いんだけど、
右にいる。グルクシュバイン。
あのね、
悪役設置完了。
なんつうの、
伏せろ。
歌の人形でね、頭に四つ葉のクローバーのマークが入ったシルクハットみたいのかぶってるの。
おい。
なんか毛糸で編んだみたいな感じの人形ってあるじゃん。
ありますあります。
あんな感じのやつ。
ああ。
いいね。
かわいいよ。相変わらずアヒルやべえな。
いたね。
あ、この元スパイダーもかっこいいな、なんか。
名前がかっこいい。
あの、
ガラターガラター。
機械的な雲。
かっこいいよ。
次の中
モンリーヒルズのとこにある雲みたいなもん。
ちょっと待って、何これ、家映えって。緑にキラキラ光ってるよ、この絵。
そしてそこにもカプカンがある。
残り1人だ。
ああ、どうも。炭酸しめしめだね。あら。
味方が制圧された。
じゃあ
見てると本当どうしてこんなチャーム作ったっていうのいくつかあるな。
ちょっとお手洗いだけ行ってこようかな。
はい、いってらっしゃい。
チームログアウトしたら、パスワードが忘れた。
ありますね、よく。
いくつか作ってんだけどな。
もうあと10分ぐらいですか？まだだね。
あ、もうちょっとだね。
もうちょっとだね。もうちょっとだね。1戦ぐらいできるかな。いや、途中でごめんだけど、じゃあつって抜けるかもしれないけど。
野良連合もうちょっとか。
一応開会式45分からの0時ちょうどから試合開始予定ですね。
とか。ちょっと今日はシージお休みかな、俺は。
俺も今日はもう放送指示は12時前で終わる予定です。
健全ですか。
はい、健全ですね。いいですね。
全く何言ってるか分からん。
うん？
英語すぎて。
それ英語だよ。
ツイッチのやつ、右側に流れるさ、ストリームチャットがさ、すごいんだけど。
うん。そりゃよし。心配になってきた。この読み込み長い人のパソコンが心配になってきた。
みんなから SSD 言われちゃう。
ああ、間違えた。
エリアを確保し爆弾を守れ。
あはーん、また
英語
壁を補強した。
補強いってねえんだろうな。
気をつけろ。爆弾が見つかった。
いてーカプカン撃つんじゃねえ。
10秒。
俺を撃つんじゃね
突入まで5秒。床を補強。
そこはだが断るっつって撃つでしょ。
敵部隊が爆弾を発見。交戦に備えろ。
え。さっだから待ってたんだ。全然反対の方なんじゃないこれ。これ全然来ないパターンなんじゃないのこれ。そして俺の壊したとそっと補強されたけど、ざけおいざけおいなんだよ出てくんだってこの野郎。
静かすぎる。
ほら来たじゃん。きっとやっておけばさやれたのにさ。そうよさあ
キャッスルで塞がれたわけじゃないよ。
やりますよ。あいつ見つかってんな、完全に。あいつ完全に見つかってんな。あいつすげえな。閉めようかな。激しい。
開会式最長
ディフューザーが設置された。
英語だから全くわからん。
ディフューザー発見。無効化しろ。そこは敵の支配下。すぐに離れる。位置がバレた。
マガジンを交換する。
ほらほら、前からもう打ち込んでる
このエリア
女。
に敵に見つかるぞ。見つかるぞ。ここにいると敵に見つかるぞ。敵に見つかった。引き返せ。
マジかよ。
味方はあと1人。
あ
ねえ、すげえいいとこで
あら、
でディフューザーを止めるか止めるかーってとこでブーンつって落ちた。
ババババって敵倒したと思った瞬間にプツッっていうデスクトップかわいい。
さて、キャプチャーするウィンドウキャプチャーの設定でもしますかね。
野良連合1試合目って言ってたよね。
そうだね。
ね
うん。ウィンドウキャプチャー入んねえな。ちょっと待って。プロパティ。なんでや。
てかすげえな。42037人が見てる。
へえ。
そら見るよ。日本の方は600人だけどね。ツイッチの方ちょっと URL もらってもいいですか？すいません。
スイッチの方
うん。
ちょっと待ってね。
あやべ。そっか。
スイッチの URL はこっちに。
ありがとうございます。
Everything is a best of three. Everything is going to be great.
なんかもう始まったらさ、
Everything is
こ
ready.
のまま
So, ladies and
さ
gentlemen,
話しながら
Rainbow
見るっ
Six
ていうのもい
Pro
いか
League
も。
Season 7 is upon us. Time to get into the games. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for war.
始まりそう。すげえやたらとかっこいいこの演出。カウントダウン始まったね。
まあいっか、こっちで俺が画面キャプチャーしなくても放送の方で一緒になれば。めんどくせえ。
Rainbow Six Pro League, we bring you the best teams in the world from all of
いや
these
日
amazing
本は
regions
絶
that
対
we've
無理
just
じゃ
been
ないの。
talking about.
こ
Now,
ういうさ
let's see
あれ
who's
に
really got it in them to win the title.
寛容じゃないっていうかさ
Welcome to the Rainbow
徐々に
Six
そう
Pro
いう風には
League
なってきてるけ
Season
どまだ
7
まだだよ
Finals
ね
live from Atlantic City.
いやアメリカみたいにさ大々的に賞金が出るわけでもないからね。
でももう検証法は適用されないっていうふうに消費者庁が明確にコメントしたから
盛り上がらないな。
いや盛り上がる逆にだからその範囲内に収まらないから賞金枠気にしないで出ていいよっていう
あ、そういうことね。
そう問題はそこのプロゲーマーの育てようっていう土壌が各国に対してものすごく遅れを取っているということこうなりたいこういうとこ出たいっていう憧れも含めてお来ましたね
おい来たトロ連合。
ブートキャンプやゲームができなかったんですけれども、
オンライン環境でいうんだから多分ね日本のねスイッチが流行ってないのが原因。
シンガポールや韓国の地域の
YouTube ライブ
戦って練習することができました。
だからもし日本で流行ったいんだったら、まあダゾーンを使うのも手かな。
ありですね。
もちろん1位になることは大事なことで、自分たちも最終的な目標は1位になることなんですけども、まず、APC でも言ってきた、最初の1勝をもぎ取ることによって、後々決勝につながってくると思うので、まずは1勝という目標を持って頑張っていきたいと思ってます。
ツイッターで配信もいい
ですので、全チームすべてが難しいチームだと思ってます。で、理由は本当に各地域、勝ち上がってきた強豪が揃っているので、それに負けないように頑張っていきたいと思ってます。
なんか気のせいからすごいみんな真面目にやってるように見えてさ、なんか吹き出しそうな顔してたような気がする。い
や岡さんのツイート見てるとねスモークめっちゃ焚いて撮影したからマジ煙らしいよあれ他のツイートとかも出てる出てきましたな
だね。
As we talked about Nora being the #1 team out of Japan, definitely showing up to try and make their mark on Siege. It's worth mentioning that Walker has got a lot of praise from the other pros for just being an incredibly mechanically skilled player.
Yeah, and of course, scrims are scrims, but these guys have been practicing out of their mind, and every team is scared to play against them.
The #1 seed out of Japan, representing APAC. Norarengo have Cloud, Crazy Papillon, Waka, Mario, and JJ. To get to the semi-finals, they'll have to meet and beat one of North America's representatives.
クレイジーパピオンってのはすごいよね。
チーム名？
いやチーム名じゃなくてハンドルネームみたいな。
ああ。
野良連合リーダーが岡さんだっけ？
いや違うね。
違うの？結構メインになってるような感じだったけど、さっきのだと。
Prepared for this tournament. We are playing with the stand-in, but we've had 10 days to practice with them, so we think we're as prepared as we can get. I think definitely the hardest opponent for us will be whoever we face after the first round, which will be Penta or EG. Those two teams are really strong, and I know they've also have been preparing as well with the boot camp, so either one will be pretty difficult to face.
雰囲気で何言ってるのかなって想像するしかないので。
Our goal is always to win, but I think considering the circumstances, just making it through the finals way.
試合が始まっちゃえば何が起こってるか分かるのが面白い。スポーツもそうだけど。
ルールが決まってて見てればね分かるっていうのがね。
2試合目にペンタ出てくるんでしょ。
Welcome to the quarterfinals. Welcome to Atlantic City. Your North American #1 Siege. Rogue.
演出派手だよね。
They got top 4 in Invitational, and they got #1 in NA, and they want more. Like they mentioned, they are playing with a stand-in, but they are ready. Incredible boot camp potential coming out of all of them. They are just playing out of their mind, and they are ready for this match.
They are Brian Eclipse, Slash, Easily, and completing the roster for Rogue, that stand-in Shuttle, who is here for Gio. They are Rogue, and it is Nora Rengo against Rogue in the first quarterfinals of season 7. Let's get things off to a noisy and loud start here in Atlantic City. This is a good contest. We've mentioned that Nora Rengo of Japan have got, you know, quite a bit to do. They've come here in very strong form, but they are playing 1-on-1 seed out of Rogue. As you saw there from
ESL なんだね。
Rogue's expectations are perhaps
そういう枠があるんじゃないやっぱアメリカは。
Definitely don't seem as confident as they were in the
ESL
Invitational. I mean, him just saying we've had 10 days to prepare, so I think we're as ready as we can get. That's.
FIFA とかも
10
入っ
days
て
is
るの
not
か
a
な
lot, man.
Well, they played at Invitational with a different fifth, then they picked up Gio and improved even more, but they still performed well at Invitational without Gio. So, of course, Gio is a great role model and one of their main IGLs. They still are successful, and he has big shoes to fill, but Shuttle has the potential to fill them.
The reason Gio isn't here is because of visa issues. Yep. Thanks, Donald. So, that's that. So, Shuttle is standing in for him from CLG, so it'll be interesting to see how they merge together. He's not the only stand-in, there's another one coming up later on. But yeah, it's very interesting to see Rogue, who's perhaps been in the shadow of EG for a while, going, yeah, well, you know, essentially they just want to get through a quarterfinal.
By having to get us up, I think they did the right choice with Shuttle. Him playing for CLG, who didn't make it here, he's now finally getting, you know, a chance to really show his skill.
And we won't see CLG for 6 months of Pro League.
That's true.
Nora Rengo, though, they've got quite a lot to do here, haven't they? But they clearly don't underestimate what the challenge is ahead of them.
Of course, they got a lot to do, but something that we have to take into consideration is, like you said, Japan and APAC has 4 sub-regions in themselves. So not only do they have to be a best in Japan, they have to be the top 2 in APAC, which also means there's double the competition that any other region has, and double the amount of LAN play. So even though these teams practice every event, the APAC teams are always practicing right before even way before boot camp comes into play.
And as we talked about before we got on screen, is like they might have a bit more condensed meta that we don't really share here, but that, I mean, that can be an advantage. Sometimes being the underdog, having these things that other people aren't ready for.
What do you mean by condensed?
なんか解説のさ
when EU teams, NA teams, and
人がさ一人さ
scrim up against
微
each
妙
other,
に
you
さ
get to share a lot of
マルフォに見えてしょうがないんだけど
APAC just hasn't had the same amount of time doing that. They don't have, you know, since season 1 practicing cross country or cross borders.
Yeah. But it is a challenge for APAC teams to come to the other side of the world.
Yeah, 100%.
But every meta changes, right? So you never know when the meta will revert back to a more recent stage,
なんか
which
正
is
面向くとそんな
what
風に
they
見えない
are the best at, because they are evolving the same as us. And if it ever goes back, they'll be the first ones ready to it.
So, of course, these are all best of 3s, so we have a map pick and ban to get through. The bans are in. So Nora Rengo have banned out Cafe, Rogue banned out Oregon, then it was Clubhouse, Chalet, Skyscraper, and Border all banned out.
Yeah, Oregon is a very oversaturated map. I'm happy to see that gone. They also banned out Border, so of course they're going to be going for the out-of-meta picks. Chalet, Rogue, nothing surprising. They aren't fans of Chalet at all.
Well, Ranger doesn't like Oregon, and he doesn't like Chalet, so it seems like they just did 2 comfort bans. And this leaves Coastline.
Coastline is in there, which we haven't seen Rogue on all season. And Nora Rengo didn't play it at the Sydney LAN finals either, so that's an unknown one. Consulate is first, though.
Yeah, when you have a 3-set ban, you tend to leave potential maps that you aren't ready to practice, especially when you're forced to ban the same 3 maps. But it's a LAN event. You can't underestimate these teams. We saw it at the Gamescom final. Penta never played Clubhouse for 2 years, and then they pulled it out against Elevate and took the map pretty straightforward.
Consulate, there's Coastline. That's definitely coming, and there's a little bit of a murmur forming here in Atlantic City as we realize this is a tasty competition.
Coastline has a fun little story whereas Nor has never played Coastline in a competitive match.
銀行が3個目で2個目がクラブ1個目領事館
Which means there's nothing to see of them on it. So what have they got in the pockets? Bank, should we get there? Maybe we will.
Consulate's a map that a lot of people enjoy playing. It's probably one of the most balanced maps in Pro League. Of course, NA sees a lot of play at it. APAC sees a lot of play with it. So, but Coastline, there isn't a whole lot. I know Rogue are very well on that map, just from outside of practice, but Norengo, like we said, they haven't played it at all, so maybe it's another Penta Elevate moment.
And both Coastline and Bank just seems to favor Rogue's playstyle. They're teams that really do well on bigger open maps, and even though Coastline might be, look small, there's a lot of movement on that map.
Yeah, Rogue's potential for aggressive plays is through the roof, especially with Shuttle being a good anchor. He can allow the team to kind of flow with what they want.
Well,
it's
time we brought you on for this game. So Enzo and Milos are ready for you. It's Norengo against Rogue, and it's going to happen here on Consulate in Atlantic City.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Atlantic City? Oh my God, Devin, we're finally here. We finally get to see how this season culminates. Well, to start it off, we got our second team in APAC, best team in Japan, facing off against top one in North America, and of course, we're Atlantic City, USA, so there's no better way to make it.
This is, starting with NA is the way to go in the NA region. We haven't had an NA finals since Xbox in Season 2, so it has been so long coming here for these teams. Yet to win one. This is their time maybe to make that happen.
Yeah, I think if anything, they would be ready for an Evil Geniuses in the semi-final, but that's for a bit later on, for tomorrow. First of all, we have to go through our first matchup. They're facing against Norengo. Again, we'll see how this matchup happens because, as said, you can have a lot of experience in the region, but APAC is kind of a closed loop. Yeah. Unfortunately, because of the fact that you're so far away from everybody else, you can't really practice against European teams, Brazilian teams maybe, and then again, you still have to face them
they even said in their video that they haven't been able to boot camp as well, so it's definitely going to be interesting, but wildcard factor can work out in their favor as well. A lot of surprises. You see what happens, for example, even when Pro League teams play in ranked play, just because the unexpected plays that come out. This could be your big surprises.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road. Rogue versus Norengo. Of course, map 1 will remind you that'll be Consulate. Coastline is locked in for map 2. And maybe we'll go to Bank. It all depends on whoever takes this first one. Maybe we can have their opponents bring it back. So, let's get this show on the road. I know. We just want the action.
Well, it should be interesting because Consulate is the one map that Rogue lost during the season. The one map that they dropped. And this is a map that Norengo won once and lost once as well. So this is a tough map for both teams. They both obviously have worked on what didn't work well on this map, but it's such a long-standing map, however, though.
All right, let's start off with the upper selection here. You see the defense that'll be for Norengo, as they got, of course, the Valkyrie Elite skin alongside the Pulse Lace 7, so very nice to see. Pulse is very interesting operator on defense because of some of the players that have been able to show off how good he can be, especially Canadian. He's going to be playing in a nice matchup just because of how you can use him to get information for your team. But start off the lobby, which is,
it's not their normal starting spot. They normally start a garage. This is normally Rogue's starting spot. So that should be interesting to see. Obviously, they have to have some new strategies. They got to kick off the first round really well to get that momentum going because this is, fighting for their life here to not get eliminated. Single elimination means they cannot drop a round against a team like this.
Yeah, the interesting part is that Norengo are bringing the Echo and the Pulse, so they do have a way to deny the diffuser plant if need be, but just as we always say, you kind of have to take control of the top floor, or else it makes it a lot more complicated for you as the defense to just fight off opponents and just pretty much hit it from above because
especially that projector room.
Yeah, and especially now you have 4 grenades to be used by easily an Eclipse. Of course, Eclipse bringing the puck, so that's going to be very important to destroy the floor.
It's interesting too because usually you have either Eclipse or Slash playing IQ, so they've changed things up a little bit with the Easily, but he's proven to be a very flexible player in terms of playing a lot of different roles for his team and playing them all really well. So this should work out pretty effectively. And then Slash going to be really good on that roamer control combined with Easily here because Easily can hunt down that pulse and then Slash can track roamer. They should be able to clear. I'm not sure where they're going to push from. Could be admin, but they do need to clear. They are at least clear the stairs there. Top of these stairs to see that barbed wire.
Heartbeat sensor activated.
Mario going to be a problem.
They are already up top, and that's Brian, of course, on the Habana. He'll drone in to see if he can spot the Pulse. There's also a couple extra players that are waiting for him, including the Valkyrie. Where the Echo is set up in the meantime, but Shuttle does continue the drone in. Of course, it's always very important to get information before you come in because you have quite a bit of time and easily will kick things off with the first kill.
Ooh, that's the smoke down too. That you got one smoke grenade off, but that's it. Now that's going to be easy for them to take projector, and from there, if they can continue to push the walkout of the console room is going to be easy take from there.
Yeah, of course, they open that Habana patch just below so they can shoot at anybody that is still in the projector room, but there's nobody in there. As you see the Valkyrie set all the way up in the cubby, and she's just waiting to fall down if need be. Now, there is the mirror window to play around with, and that is a bit of an opening that can be used, but Slash will be able to get the info, and Brian will confirm it. So Waka very wisely will fall down. He has a Nitro Cell in hand. He can play pretty much on the yellow stairs and deny his opponents as much room as possible.
Now, at least they still have 4 people left alive in the last minute. Losing the smoke is probably the worst person to lose, but they still have the Echo. You hear the Yokai going off right now. Good denial, and Waka taking down Slash. That's nice. Track. And Waka left to stay alive, just barely. Crazy Papillon takes down a clip. And then one more, and easily they are actually bringing this back.
Shuttle trying to go for the 1v1, and he wins it against Waka, but it's now a 2v3. Brian playing from the top, and this is why it's so important to take the top side, because it's so much easier to defend. But Mario will come in from behind. He'll get one for his own, but Shuttle will refrag. Nice. 1v1 as the pulse has already made a bit of noise. He drops down, waiting for that Thermite to make the mistake. Shuttle low on HP, C4 is going to get through. And he's able to get it, runs in. What an epic start to Pro League Finals.
That was a lot closer than I think we expected. They had such a good start. They took control of almost the entire top floor right away, taking out the smoke. But Waka put up a heck of a fight upstairs. And then just the flanks from his teammates, absolutely paying off. Good coordination all around from Norengu. I mean, not the greatest start to that round, but they brought it back so hard, just barely lost there. The C4 almost worked too.
The Bearing 9. The Bearing 9 definitely did help there for the Echo, but now he's set up for round number 2. We'll see Rogue going the way of Garage Cafeteria, which is a bit of an off one for them as well.
Playing each other's starting spots, both of them very viable bomb spots, both that they usually play, but usually as their secondary. So that usually is an indicator that new strats are going to be coming out. I wouldn't say the strat last round was the most effective, but it did almost work.
What'll be interesting is how the Capitao is going to be used, because we do have a Bandit on the defense. Now, this probably means that since there is no Thatcher on the attack, they will have to take control of Piano to shut down those Bandit batteries on the garage wall.
If they were expecting this. They did bring a Thermite, though, which is kind of a must, but yeah, not bringing Thatcher means they have to take it from above, and they're going to have to shoot those batteries. You can peek from yellow stairs is something you occasionally see a team be able to do, but it is a lot riskier to do so if a Bandit is waiting, watching through the van windows. So we'll see. We'll get into that, some good replays here.
Yeah, and this is one of the new things that we're testing out. Of course, we'll have replays, POVs of every single player here. So just in case our wonderful observer Marcio misses that one kill, well, we got everything ready to show for you guys so you don't miss a single second of the action.
Now, this is the first Ying coming out here. Since Ying got nerfed a little bit, some teams are not bringing it as much due to the lack of the smoke, but the Candles are still just as effective and will definitely help in a push. And you have the smoke from Capitao. So I think they could definitely make an effective push if they can get the garage door open.
Here's the thing, though. In round 1, Shuttle gets 3 kills out of those
with Thermite, no less.
And with Thermite, no less. And him being the replacement coming in to sub for Geo for this event. So it's a great start. It's still round 1. We'll see how Rogue set up in this defense. They're even going to be opening up holes, which means they're probably going to set up a bit more in the bathroom to deny their opponents.
Yeah, it's good for them to be able to shoot up from the piano floors as well. Yeah, they open them up for the other team to use also on those batteries, but being able to counter those, for example, getting C4s from Slash or easily is definitely something that could come out. We see that a lot from teams, but they're looking like they might go to peek yellow stairs since they're not going to try and take piano right away. But Walk at least will get some intel on what's going on. No pulse to track this time or Vigil. So he's just going to be countering Easley's cameras. Doing a good job at that as well.
We'll see where oh, what is this? A Habana with a supernova shotgun. That is new.
That's different.
They're going to open up the side. This is a different way of trying to push in, but easily with a quick peek on the window, we'll get first kill here on the Capitao.
Not going to see how he's going to be used. At least not this round.
6 feet under. That's definitely the way it's going to happen for this round for him.
Looks like they're pushing for that piano, but they're not sure how they want to take it because they're worried about projector balcony right there. They are at least setting up to try and guard yellow stairs as best as possible. I imagine there's probably a Claymore there as well that we couldn't see from JJ. But Brian is ready for it, standing on top of the black car. And then you've also got Shuttle from another angle. They are not going to let them walk into that doorway without a fight.
Oh, they'll get the spot. No! Easily gets the kill again. For me, Easily is definitely the best player in North America right now. He's shown that he can play whatever operator, whatever position, and he can still find the picks. The intelligence in game is definitely showing in here.
Absolutely.
Norengo getting picked apart early on. They have opened the main parts of this attack, but we're at a minute 22. We're still nowhere near getting on the site. And these holes that have been opened, they can definitely work the other way against Rogue.
I like those stuns just giving off that they're above there. That gives us a warning for the C4. But Waka gets the kill anyways in the slash, so no C4 going to come out from him. Still possibly one here on easily come out if they can get some idea where they're positioned. Waka is using that to his full advantage from all the angles. Smoke going to deny a little bit of visibility though.
Easily still in, looking for that third pick. The problem with the position that Waka's in is that you cannot contest him for the front, but
he still has to
remember, Habana just already opened this position. They have not opened the mirror window. Now they'll get info, and Waka will spot him right through the mirror window. Unfortunately here for easily, this is an angle that he might be able to contest. No, unfortunately he takes just a bit of damage there. Waka gets the second one. Eclipse though will get one, turning it into a 2v2. Now they push inside the bed. Oh my god!
すげえエース
The ace for Waka in the round.
Showing up for his team.
すげえ
Just barely losing the first round and really dominating that round. Now this is not going at all how you would have expected. Just they are ready to show up here, showing that just because they were number 2, they're going to play like number 1 to start out with here. Again, this is a map that was a struggle for both teams, but this is the team that has won it at least once during their finals, so they have a chance at this. They definitely know how to play it. Both teams playing new ideas to an extent, but
the Supernova Habana push into the bathroom, that was unique.
At the end of the day, it worked. They were able to get into that bathroom. They took control of it fast. They maybe should have reinforced that a little bit, but either way, just unique plays working out for them, especially from Waka.
Unique play とかって言われてる。
He gets every single angle.
Spotting him through that window, that was unfortunate time. He almost needed to crouch walk underneath the window at that point just to make sure he didn't get spotted because it completely costed him his life.
Waka ecstatic right now, as well as the whole team.
I can imagine.
They're definitely so happy with this start here, but let's see.
But it's 1-1, so
we'll see if they can continue with this sort of mentality and efforts. Now we go back down to Garage. This is now Norengo's pick, and Rogue will go for pretty much the same option.
Same lineup. So now Norengo though bringing out a mute. We'll see if JJ can live a little bit longer. This actually he's on the mute. I'm sorry, they switched up who's going to be playing on Smoke this time, which is going to be crazy.
I really want to see how the mute's going to be set up. So there's a couple places where you can pretty much shut down all the yellow stairs, but a popular one as well is setting up here in the bathroom, reinforcing the 2 walls, and then having him sitting here because he can pick off his opponents. You saw in the previous round how the attack was being formulated by Norengo as they were trying to attack when they took the bathroom and piano, try to open up holes to shoot down their opponents below, and then try to go for a drop to plant. Well, this is basically to shut them down completely because you want to come in through a completely reinforced bathroom and fight up the mute that has a high rate of fire and 5k. Good luck.
Yeah, and he absolutely is prepared for it as well. They've set up the deployable shield, so there's no quick strafing into the room to be able to get the fire on him and get behind that mirror window. They're actually going to have to at least take out the deployable shield or vault it. So that was a smart choice, and then also a little bit of mute jammer here, making it harder for them to get an idea, but easily, of course, can spot at least some intelligence here. No Thatcher yet, though. No team bringing that as they're deciding. They have other operators that are a little more important. They are getting some mileage, at least out of the IQ picks. And then Eclipse being back on that buck. We have seen some good grenade play so far, but not any grenade kills yet, as they are bringing 4 grenades ready for this. So that deployable shield should be quickly taken care of here by Eclipse, assuming he doesn't get peeked at the same time. Looks like Moro could go for that, though.
Yep, he's just going to be staying in the map. Just going to contest anybody that tries to go through him. This is why you bring the buck, of course, because you just want to open the floorboards. Now, Waka sitting up for the C4. Unfortunately, his opponent is all the way up, even though he can here. Now, another part of opening up the floorboards is that sound will propagate through it much better than if it's obviously closed, because the game is that advanced, and that's why you want to have certain tactical holes to hear where your opponents are running above just to get the C4.
Now they are, Waka again guarding his teammate here. We saw how important last time he was in helping out with that. They are starting to open the wall though, and there's going to be pressure coming out here. It's going to be on Waka to make sure that crossfires are here so that his teammate can stay alive, because obviously Muro has limited room to rotate, and they could take down the deployable shield at any moment. They're waiting. Smoke grenade as well could be used here to breach into that. Clips is holding off, just waiting. Now Waka just got to time it just right in flanking this. Unfortunately, he's not ready for it in that hole. I've actually stopped. Nope. They're going to be able to pressure in here.
He's open the hatch trying to rotate around if need be. So the Barrier's going to get thrown in just in case he moved away. And but Barrier's ready for him. He gets well. No, that's the help from Crazy. And JJ will get the second one. They're using the C4 holes from below to get damage done on Brian. Unfortunately, he just runs away here as now the Buck and the Jackal have been taken out and, well, easily taken a bit of damage as well. They're going to have to fall back, and really, Norengu are completely shutting them now.
That push up the bathroom just did not work out like they hoped. They are starting to really put some pressure downstairs, but it's cost them so much upstairs, losing Eclipse and Slash, and then so much damage, and easily with 34 seconds left. This is not working out.
He takes down one, and then Papillon for the second one. Out shuttle, last man alive. He's been doing so much work for the team, even in these first couple of rounds. Oh, there we go, finally getting his on Waka, taking him out, but at what cost? So much damage done as Mario will finish him off with a straight headshot. With Norengu take the advantage 2-1.
This is really proving to be a struggle. It seems like Rogue are not used to some of the meta plays. For example, the way they were playing around that bathroom with that hole there, it just completely caught them off guard. You saw how long they were pressuring the actual doorway, trying to figure out how to attack it, taking out the deployable shield once they were ready to, but they just they gave away so much time and positioning to the other team when they were doing that, standing in front of that doorway forever. It gave them all the opportunity in the world to counter it, and they absolutely did. Playing their strategy. It's just completely catching them off guard and then leaving Shuttle. Worked one round, but not that one.
To give a bit of credit to her, they pretty much brought the strategy back this season. They were fighting for the relegation spot in their seeding, and they played that bathroom hold, and it was a great part of their defense because it is so difficult to counter anybody there. Yeah, there you go. That's why you open those holes. Everything is premeditated. Everything is calculated down to T and water.
Crazyとかって言ってたの。
These are all a lot of things that we missed before, and so many good plays by Norengu. They are playing for their lives, and it is showing. Now this is only the first map. Of course, we will have at least two. So even if this one doesn't work out for Rogue, they have a second chance on the next map. Because the next two maps favor Rogue, obviously just based off of what we've seen, or not seen rather, from Norengu. But this is gonna be struggle. Waka there with 6, Crazy with 4.
We might as well call him Waka Flocka Flame at this point. This is
that might be a little too long. But now they are going to be setting up for Garage again here on Rogue. They are going to be bringing the mute, so we'll see if that helps out from Eclipse.
Shuttle trying to see like up on the ground is pretty much to try and get a kill on the drone that's moving through the drone hull. It's just setting up, opening up the windows so they can shoot through without having the first couple of bullets to penetrate through the window and then try to go for a shot. Every single thing in the setup is so important because split second, one shot, you're down.
Absolutely. This is a map that definitely allows a lot of rotation as well. So we'll see. We're gonna see the same lineup from Norengu. No Thatcher being brought, as they know, even though it's Garage, they were able to attack it pretty well last time.
And the Supernova is going to be brought again by the Havana.
See some good work from that last time. It looks like he's going with the same strategy as well, going to open up that wall. Droning it first, though, so he doesn't get shot in the side while he's trying to do that. But this is a smart play from him. It seemed to work out pretty well for them previously. I imagine they're going to be a little more prepared for it on Rogue side this time.
Now, usually you're not a big fan of having a laser sight because people can see you, but because you're using a shotgun, it tightens up your spray, and so you are able to get a bit better.
It's going to do better for the wall destruction because of that tighten up. So there's a smart play on there, but Eclipse is going to be ready for it this time.
I wonder where they set up the mirror window. I think it's right in front of them as well. Possibly just looking through the front door. They got easily as well to help, so they instantly have information. They'll be able to rotate down. I assume one of the defenders has moved down. We'll get it. Oh my God! Flash, what is that?
The angle counter each other, but Slash was the one on top of it, doing his work from down there, not worried about his windows. And now that's going to put a lot of pressure on them to get in. Now they don't have the Candelas to be able to go for the actual push. They still have the smoke and fire if Capitao can live longer this time. But so far they have not gotten really anywhere in the map. And as I say that, Waka falls, who was their big fragger last time.
Yep, and you see Crazy just falling back. He does not want to face the Valkyrie, and this is why a lot of teams are forced to go all the way to the top floor and then work their way down to get to the garage. And this is a strategy that Rogue is trying to exploit, that it easily rotates around just to play the mind games.
Now, all the way over in Visa, which is where the Hibana is rotating right now, could completely get caught off guard. He's obviously going to have to give away. He's pushed. Unfortunately, the missed shots there, but easily he's going to do so much pressure.
Okay.
Crossfire, however, beautifully played by Crazy, taking him down. Finally, the first kill this round for Nora.
That's about 50 seconds left. That's one player down, and so much time being wasted, and Eclipse will capitalize. Information. Capital will go down. Now JJ and Mario's last two alive. Mario, of course, only has the very 9, but that's pretty much a second hand assault rifle. And there you go, takes down Slash. Mario with a second kill as well as he flicks around for the second one. Brian done as well from JJ. Shuttle last man alive. Goes and drops one of them on the floor. Reloads the MP set, so has to face the other one. Drop the diffuser. Now the Hibana trying to play around the garage. Trying to get the information, but I don't think they have a drone in here. Shuttle goes in. They try to go for the second, but no, he's ready for it. Yet again, Nora Rengu, the individual skill, will win out here in this 1v1. It's just from the side. He'll play that wall to his advantage. With so little time remaining, it was all about the frag or going for a last-second plant. Well, that would have been an advantage for the Bandit and worked out for Nora Rengu.
Yeah, it seemed like Shuttle was a little hungry to try and play that a little too much. He obviously could have played back behind the white van and played it back a little bit more, but I think he was afraid that they were going to go for a plant inside the cafeteria and he wouldn't be able to hear it from the other side of the white van. As obviously he a plant over there because there's no reason to. A nice play with the flashbang though, good mind games at the end. It just seems like when they're put in the corner, Nora Rengu seemed to be able to come out of it, fragging heavy, like individual plays, like you said. Obviously, we lost Waka a little bit early that time, but then Meros showed up heavy. So bringing it to 3-1 advantage here. Just the nice plays back and forth through the garage floor have been a big factor here, but then also from above.
These angles just perfectly exploited by Nora Rengu against their opponents. We'll remind you again that we have new timeout rule sets basically for offline final events, which means that teams can call for a timeout 1 minute per team, of course once per map, and they can use that to their advantage to talk to their coach together to see what's going wrong and then set up and go back again into the game. And that's one of the best things about it.
And that's the only time during a map that they can talk to the coach as well. And this, as they discussed earlier in the analyst desk, the coaches have become very important in this game, especially well-known coaches like Ranger, BKN, and Shaz, who have a lot of work that they've done for their teams. They are prepared for this, and with a team down like Rogue is right now, this is the time to start rethinking things, and they definitely will be rethinking things. As we'll see our first Lion come out here from Shuttle, so they definitely are, I wouldn't say desperate, but they're definitely starting to bring out the baggage here.
When Rogue starts to play Lion, you know they want to bring, because they're famously the team that really just said, we don't really need to play him.
No, we'll play him, but we don't need to.
Yeah, we'll remind you as well that Lion has had a change during our wait between the online season and our offline finals. You only now have 2 charges instead of the 3. There's a long cooldown from 10 to 20 seconds now between using 2 charges. So this makes them a lot more reliant on communication with the team if you want to go for a plan. You can just like not do what we did before, which is spam all 3 in a row.
And they're going to need it because we're seeing now this first play of the top floor bomb site and console meeting, and they're going to be bringing Castle, and that's going to make it a lot harder to tell where people are playing at. So that line is going to be a nice extra factor in determining who's playing behind those castle barricades. Obviously, no glass to be able to shoot through those, but Rogue's bringing their first cap tower as well, deciding that is going to be useful. I imagine they were predicting this bomb site. It can be very useful for EC. Easily over here on this window can use those fire arrows to be able to get people out of the corner, which is, I imagine, what he's going to be there for. He also has the Claymore to help make sure there's no jump outs on him as he's going to be repelling. Unfortunately, the drone gets shot, but he gets some idea where he's playing at. And so he's going to be set up to clear the corners, and that is his job as the rest of his team gets in position to potentially take from below, it looks like even, which is a little bit riskier. I imagine they might want to push in from admin as well, but no one pushing those windows just yet despite them being open.
The one thing from Nora Rengu is that they are not bringing Amnesia to completely control the yellow stairs and even give them some sort of alarm if there is a push from admin. And there we go, kill number 1. That's Slash being taken out of the equation. The IQ, as he was just going for his standard, I'm just going to take out the Valkyrie cams. Well, straight to the face.
So risky to be near that door. That area has so many angles from that hatch that you see is Eclipse trying to fight right now. For the reason, and then smoke countered by essentially there. Capitao not going to be able to get the angles he wants thanks to some good play by JJ. That is one smoke canister out, but a minute 30 left.
There's definitely an advantage here for Norarengo, as Eclipse will open up the floorboards and try to get an angle on anybody playing through the main entryway of the consulate chambers. Easily will have to get back on his position on the window. Unfortunately, they don't have a Blackbeard to set up there and just be a big anchor, basically, that just protects them as they come in, but easily will get a first kill here, and that's the Mira removed. So throwing in a C4 to try and make a plan a bit more difficult, that's out of the equation now.
I think we have yet to see the line pop off as well. Probably going to be used more for the push here during the last 45 or 30 seconds. But then that leaves a large gap before you can use it again to cover the plant if you can get a plant down. So far, only one plant I believe has gone down in all 4 rounds.
攻めにくいだろうな。非常回だね。
ナイス！Yes! Will just run in from below, get the kill on Eclipse. Lose the buck, and unfortunately here, this is 40 seconds left for Rogue to come in, as Brian will try to play on the window. I personally love a push from admin instead of a push from other side to come into the consulate chamber, because it's a lot safer for you. You don't have to worry about being flanked all the time from the yellow stairs. Well, finally.
Yeah, easily going to do that, but too
late.
This line pops off, but Morrow pops off easily.
Oh my god, Waka yet again. What is happening here to Rogue? Spot the Jaeger on the side. There's only one man down for Norarengo. He's gonna go down. Less of a roar, more of a meow. Absolutely. Shadow once again left in a tough spot. But either way, just unfortunately, that end of the round. So tough spot for him. This is now match point. Norarengo at least spotted there on the Valkyrie. We're running the old excellence charm, actually.
That's nice of them.
That's for Fox Day. It was for Fox Day. Yes. We have to give him something.
Well, speaking of giving something, 3 rounds lost for Rogue behind. Match point on their first map on what should have been.
なんかね、ジュースとか、なんかこう、おやついっぱい買って、なんかセブンイレブンで買ってきたら、プリンも買ってさ、なんか2枚引いてくださいって言ったらさ、プリンとみかんゼリー当たった。
ゼラチンあるじゃん。もっとゼラチン取れ。
やべえ。
Looking good for Rogue.
ご飯も終わったんで。
キルはクールだな。
This is a map where you can just repel such weird angles.
あ、ミラこれでやられたのか。The amount of close calls, like the shot is perfectly calculated to hit one player, and the problem is there at the end is that Rogue didn't have enough manpower to push through admin, and that's the thing. If you don't have the manpower, you're gonna get flanked all the time. That's why you start off with 5 just coming into admin.
It's absolutely Norarengo though, playing their communication to a T. They are flanking for each other, they are cross-firing for each other, and it's so paying off. Wide to 3, 7. They are just dominating in terms of the kills. I mean, Cloud has 0, but he doesn't need any at this point. The rest of his team, he's on Cloud 9 at this point. It's just looking so good. Now Rogue gonna try the garage yet again. This time no mute. So we'll see. I mean, I guess it didn't work for them last time. This is their last chance, potentially, to play this here. If they can't win this, they're going to map number 2.
Most people were expecting a 4-1 in the reverse. Yeah. Well, you know what? Norarengo were giving Rogue a run for their money here.
I mean, I think there's a very good chance at this point that we see a map 3, but map 1 should not be over this fast. Rogue really need to pick it back up.
We'll remind you that map 2 will be coastline, and the third one, if we need to go for it, will be bank. We're not done just yet.
Nope, not by
5 rounds. That's what you got to have on the board there if you want to get the win. W on the first map.
Unfortunately, all these cameras here from Easily always getting spotted as both teams are bringing IQ. It's not really working out for them too well. We haven't seen Cloud really work out with his Ying plays as well from the Candelas. He's just never getting into that position before dying. But the rest of his team doing a good enough job. He never needs to. Or at least droning. Hopefully they don't try and enter with people right above them, as we saw from Rogue last time. They know that they're going to have to fight over this bathroom. It's been pretty much every round that bathroom being a problem for teams, but they've been fighting it very effectively. And Eclipse is going to try and use those Grismont mines yet again to try and stun them, get some idea when they're pushing. But he doesn't have a teammate up there with him right now to be able to help that. Last time we saw Easily helping quite a bit, just like Waka did. Needs that extra flank.
There you go. They're going to spot the mines that are already set up on the wall. And of course, Ella, she's got a CZ. She basically has the firepower of around 3 operators.
When Eclipse drops out, gives up the bathroom, rather than give up his life, which is a smart play, because now they're going to waste a Candela thinking he's still in there, because it's not safe to try and waste another drone going in there. But you know, he's going to do some droning upstairs. Smart play, just to make sure.
I think they heard the drop there.
Yeah, they want to make sure that no one's going to drop in from the console office as well into the piano room and go for a flank on them, as that is a quick way to get a flank. Candelas come out, they clear the room, and now they're going to know that the drop happened, but they cost them 2 Candelas to do it. Not that Cloud was getting any use out of them earlier. So might as well.
We'll see if somebody's contesting from below. That's what Cloud is looking for here. Just fall back for a second. He does have breaching charges. He can use that to without needing to use anything else, because, well, the frag grenades are already lost for Waka. Can't throw them in. They can use things for their advantage, and you see the thermite, well, they can use the thermite here, but they need to take down these Magnifiers. Unfortunately, the angle is just not set up correctly.
Poor Jay instead, because those batteries aren't going to take it down. He sees all 3 of them. Finally, the middle one take it down, and the left. Okay, there we go. Jay's going to be able to open up the garage door now. So now the push is going to start. 40 seconds left, though. They've got to put a lot of pressure on, because now Eclipse and look like Easily were both rotating up. This is going to be a nice flank, possibly on Waka on piano.
And I have to rotate all the way around, but Mario yet again, the bearing 9. Favorite weapon here, Brian, will go down, and that is the smoke. You've seen how important the smoke has been to reduce the effectiveness of quick rushes to go for a plant. It'll buy you more time, and when you're at that 15-second mark, it's even worse here. We'll spot in the front, take him down, unfortunately. Here's Waka comes in from the back. Eclipse will get the frag on Mario, at least turning it to a 3v3, but 2 seconds left on the clock. They can't stick the plant. Close round. Nailed by absolutely came down to those flanks there towards the end. It was smart of Eclipse to bail out of the bathroom and then come back for a flank later. Take advantage of his 3-speed and the extra intel he was going to get from those Grismont mines. Also, the slow play by the IQ player trying to shoot through the batteries was a big slowdown. You saw that trying attempted push for the plant as well. Well played. Unfortunate for Norengo, but still at match point, still could easily move this to map too. You can tell who this crowd is rooting for, at least for now. Norengo is gonna still need a lot to go. They are on map point. Rogue, we'll see how their setup works out in this.
それはでもこのまま押し切るのはやっぱり
Well, for the first time here, gonna see possibly a Zofia. There we go. Operator selection is definitely going to be.
And our first Thatcher as well. They definitely want to make this a lot easier to push over garage. That means they're going to open up a garage and have Glaz play the long angles, which is a great way to pressure them, especially if you can get the mirror windows open or get a soft wall next to it where you can open that up. Because you can just, if they don't reinforce that cafeteria wall, you can open up a good half of it with just Glaz alone.
Yeah, Rogue with the King George tribute, bringing out the Glaz here.
Slash is going to be bringing out Ying as well, so this is the first time for Rogue.
Now, of course, Ying does not have smokes anymore.
Nope,
so
that's where Glaz is going to be useful.
And, well, they can use the Capitao smoke bolts as well, so that's a bit of a combo to work with. It still forces you to be a bit more careful with how you set up the Glaz. And, you know, the long angles have been contested before and won by a Mira against the Glaz. So you're definitely not safe.
You have to worry about the windows upstairs. If you don't control the top floor, they can peek out of the console office and take down a Glaz, trying to hide behind the car. So it is not perfect, but it is definitely an effective strategy if you can control enough of the map, which I imagine they are concerned about the spawn peaks, though, because you never know with a team like Norengo that might try and take their advantage and go for a cheeky spawn.
That won't be the case here. Well, Waka trying to play the mind games, and it's definitely so far working against Rogue, just putting them a bit on edge.
They are wanting to open this up ASAP, and that's where the Thatcher comes in, so they can do that as quickly as possible. No Bandit, actually, just a mute, so that's even easier. No tricking going to happen. They can just clear it with Thatcher and open it. However, this Jaeger could be a problem, although they may just leave him completely alone and let him drop down when it's too late. Glaz has an angle anyways. Thatcher going to do the batter. The moon jammer, now it's getting open. This is a nice start, though, with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left.
Nobody's going to be killed here through the thermite charge. The tower not playing, that's for sure. And they'll open up the second side. Crossbow bolt's going to be thrown in right on the mirror windows to limit the information, but JJ with the first Slash gets the kill on Waka with his claymore. Easily though, will refrag it again. Putting 2 for the advantage here, and a quick plan from Rogue will happen. So now they're going to set up, and Norarengu, they have to fight back as Cloud will get the kill. Taking down Shuttle. No more Thermite to play with. They do need Eclipse alive because he has the advantage in the long range, and there you go, makes it happen. Cloud go down. Brian again on Crazy, leaves only one alive, easily one on the last one. Rogue are fighting back.
That's the strategy they should have been using earlier on. No team was willing to bring Thatcher and just go for a quicker push on Garage like that. Everyone wanted to fight through Piano first, and
the crowd
with the comeback.
Yeah, there you go. That's what the crowd wants. And you know what? It's game 1, map 1, and we're 1 round away from a possible overtime between Rogue and Norarengu. And you know what? This is Norarengu that's forcing it. Yeah, so
Nora 勝つたびにやっちゃったらだいぶ煽って煽るになる。
Even when you have a great strategy execution there from Rogue, it's still being pushed back so hard by Norarengu. They are just not going to give up an inch, and we're even seeing our first Legion here along with Castle. They are going to be playing lobby, but with a Castle, it should be interesting. See if it's going to be all about that. Everything getting changed up here. It seems like that timeout helped in terms of range of some great plays.
This is what they were doing. Rogue basically just set up the glass and the Thermite 2. But the whole thing was about go for the plant, cut off rotations. And that's it. You can rotate from above, but there's a glass also that's waiting. There's a Thermite that's waiting just in case you want to rotate through from Piano down into Yellow Stairs. Good luck moving through there when you got these.
Easily. Definitely showing up the team. No zeros on the team, but they're definitely struggling a little bit with Slash. However, Norarengu are going to bring their first Thatcher, so that will definitely help, although I think they might have been expecting to fight Garage. Although, no, Thermite makes me think maybe it's possible they were not. I hope Legion's Brian will be able to do some good denial. What those Thatcher EMPs could take out quite a few of those if they're expecting. And I imagine, you know, being the attackers, you will get the advantage, potentially knowing all 5 of the defenders and being able to counter that. Obviously, they also have it combined with the IQ, so they will have an IQ where those blue mines are being placed by Brian, who's now going to be setting up some rotations and leaving that hatch unreinforced. No, he doesn't have any more impacts left. So he may not be able to escape that bathroom if he needs to, as he does not have a way to open the hatch.
He'll have the smoke probably opening from below, and of course, as both of us are Legion mains, it kind of works out perfectly for us.
You get a nice advanced warning so you can bail out if you need to because of that. I mean, we also saw Eclipse do the same thing with his Grismont mines as well. But Shuttle is actually going to play this Yellow Stairs door very aggressively.
Oh, here we go. He'll get the spawn below. Waka here is going to be spotting around. Of course, Waka, because he has his Shutterbug, his IQ device, he can spot the cardiac sensor of Shuttle.
Yeah, the counter play between these two.
There you go. And now he can spot it. Oh, try to get some point. Oh my god, Shuttle, he's so low on health.
Why get away? He could get a reset. There's still 2 minutes left. He could get back to site, get reset, and go back on the roam, as there's plenty of ways to roam around this map. But that was a nice play by Waka, who's just been really showing up for his team. Now we see some rotation into the bathroom to help from Slash.
パルス惜しかったね。もうちょっとだった。
めっちゃ惜しいな。Positions there with the Kairos is already one of the 3 charges that have been expended. See Brian setting up in the bathroom downstairs.
He's forced to push out a little bit here because of that door being a problem. Peeks out a little. They could have seen that throw, but probably weren't watching that angle. Nope, they definitely would have seen it from Cloud's position there. So they know that's there. Don't know the exact position. Probably not going to be a big problem. But we could see him use those Candelas again to try and force his way into the bathroom. And if that hatch is not open, he's going to get stuck in there blind and shot.
Mario basically showing everybody that when you have a bearing 9, you don't even need anything.
Nice!
Kills for Norarengu. What is he doing here? He's absolutely dismantling the opposition as Brian runs through the fire and he getting the kill on the diffuser right before it gets planted. Running around to the second angle here. He does not have anybody to help him in this position because there's only one alive. He sets up on the A side all the way. Top side even, trying to contest the top floor. Papillon will get the spot here. The drone will get destroyed as Brian, he's not going to fall down just yet. He's trying to play the mind game. just setting up more of these goo mines. Mario runs in. Goo mine, of course, you cannot plant with a mine in. Eclipse rotates down. He gets the kill as well, turning it to a 2v2. Waka is mined. Crazy has to go for the diffuser plant right on the edge. Eclipse will miss the shot here, but Brian will make it happen. Crazy is denied. The last man alive is Roger looking to take it into overtime.
All right. Just not lying down on that at all. Just took him a while to warm up. We saw a lot of change-ups, though. Rogue's original strategies, whatever they were doing at first, not working out. Just time and time again, you see Ranger there.
The relief.
He is so happy with his team bringing it back at this point, bringing it all the way to overtime, and now steamrolling. That means 3 rounds in a row win over to Rogue. That is a lot of pressure on Norengo going into overtime here because now all the bomb sites are unlocked. They can play whatever they want, and they are definitely going to be playing against that. Now, instead of going garage or lobby first, though, Norengo are going to be going to their 3rd bomb site first, despite the ability to go to any bomb site, deciding that one worked out good for them. And we'll see if Rogue are prepared for that. Now, usually you don't need a thermite for that site, so probably not prepared for this, but
we're talking about the Legion. He completely shut down the plant 3 times.
Yeah.
And as you saw there,
and
quad kill.
Literally playing on the edge there of that hatch. Just the mind game. They even saw him throw the Legion mine and didn't use that information. Just unfortunate. Losing the diffuser inside the room there is completely what cost them that round. 100% plus the aggressive play of Brian.
No, they were trying to use the Capital crossbolts to push him back, but unfortunately for them, he just rushed on in and didn't really care about the tiny bit of damage it would take it anyway.
It was good heads-up play too, playing against. He knew there was someone upstairs, and he waited for the moment where he felt most comfortable pushing that doorway, and did exactly that without needing to overexpose himself most of the time.
All right.
So just well played, but we'll
Map 1, game 1. We're on overtime. It's the comeback from Rogue. We'll remind you, overtime is a tiny best of 3 that we play here. You gotta win 2 out of the 3 rounds, and you'll take the first map.
What's interesting, we haven't seen an actual straight admin push so far. We've seen everyone pushing from that office, the little printer window instead. And I imagine we might see that again this round. They have all this defensive setup for the admin office, and no one to contest it, meaning they just wait till later in the round when they can actually push in there safely once they forced everyone to the other side. It's definitely been working out for them, and I imagine Norengo going to be a little more prepared for it this time. Maybe stick someone in admin to stay there for a late flank if need be.
Just like what they did before, really. They were just waiting around, waiting for Rogue to rotate or to pretty much push themselves into a brick wall, which is, you know, a bit of a suicidal thing to do at that point. But so far, it's the standard. Let's clear out as many of these cameras with the IQ, set up for the rest, and this time we'll see a push from admin. Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. If Slash can get in there and check for some footprints as well, he might be able to catch anyone who dipped their toes in there, but I'm not sure if they actually went all the way in or just stuck it to the mirror window that they're going to be playing now inside there. The pretty typical spot to be playing, as you see Waka doing so, trying to contest these windows. Here's the printer push as well for the crossfire. That's probably going to catch him in the back, but no, the timing from Brian is he's more focused on droning for his team right now.
Well, they'll save the drone there, spot Mario, and at least force him out of position. Brian trying to contest in. Waka and Mario are in there. And they will smoke out the mirror window to try and push in as Waka's trying to rotate around. Oh my god! He nails the shot right in the last second there. Last bullet in the mag as he misses the C4 throw. Waka now on the floor. They're not sure of where he's at. Well, there you go. Now they spot him. And Waka. We got one more here. Maybe he's got the golden ticket. No, Eclipse is ready for him.
Yeah, nice kill show でも。
今のナイスですね。いい感じで切ると。やってたね。
Now you cannot open up the side walls looking into projector because you have to face people from bathroom.
Yeah, no. Well, they have thermite. Shadow can try and open up that wall. But yeah, playing that from long desk is risky. However, they can take complete control of that long angle. He could go for that play still. However, it's going to be up to Eclipse to play some good crossfire onto that projector room.
That's why a lot of teams like to bring their Ying and play here in the same position that Easily's in here, because you'll have the IQ anyways. You'll throw in a grenade, and then you'll have the Ying that Candela's all the way into the connector chamber, and then from there try to push in for a quick plant. You know, you don't have those smokes anymore, but bringing in the Jackal works out perfectly with this kind of push.
Yeah, unfortunately, Slash is already dead, so those smokes haven't come out. One of them was at least useful on the mirror window earlier, despite not winning it. But there's a nice play by Eclipse, reading into the flank.
3v2 now as JJ has already used one of his, well, all three of his cast canisters actually. Is crazy in his own a fight here easily. Will take him out as he just tries to shut down the rotations. As JJ comes in, he takes half damage in the clip. Take him out. Rogue, 1 round away from the comeback.
That was a tough push on Ad, and it cost them a lot to get in there, but once they got in there, they played that control for Geo.
Easily for Geo. Of course, we'll have to remind you that Shuttle is replacing Geo in here, as Geo has had visa issues to come in and play for Mexico, and unfortunately, we don't have him here, so brother Geo, phase up just for you.
Well, they sent a different CLG player instead. So, Garage again here. Now, Norengo starting to sweat a little bit. They're feeling like, all right, we had such a great lead. What happened? But we are seeing, again, different tactics each time from Rogue, and it's absolutely working. They are reading finally into what Norengo are doing, and it really comes down to good map control, because Norengo are able to flank around and play this map, the openness of this map, to their advantage. You see Waka, especially fighting those windows.
Jeez, what is that?
It was all down to the clip just getting up on the desk before him, right? But the timing is the only thing that cost him his life.
普通にさ、うちらがやってたらさ、絶対こんなところじゃ抜かねえよっていう。
It's that simple.
抜けねえよっていうのはね。
Bomb sites, well, they're open between one another, trying to rotate around and hold from one or the other. That's why you play the mirror, especially on this sort of site. Once you cut off the rotation from one side to the other, defense can't really do anything except for contest the player that is doing that job. And most of the time, if you're on that window, unless it's a run out, you're not really except for Waka. He's the only one who seems to be able to. But easily,
Shuttleリスキルっていうか相手位置見えてても多分負けるな。
kills coming out as the comeback hits his 4th round in a row for Rogue. Now if they can get a 5th round in a row, move on to map 2 in Rogue's favor. But we will see Norengo again not bringing a Thatcher on this garage attack. Something that worked out very well for Rogue, was a good idea, especially now that they have a bandit and not a mute. So Shuttle will be playing that bandit again, which he almost clutched with previously. So I think a lot of this ends up depending on Easily and Eclipse playing really good flank angles, as well as doing a good job holding this bathroom for as long as possible. So they've got to dismantle him earlier. I mean, they have those Candelas, they're just not pushing aggressively with them until they give more than enough time for Eclipse to escape.
Now, we haven't really seen the IQ playing with the G8, as we've been seeing quite actually in the online stages when we stick to here is the Waka. IQ is, as usual, he'll come in and try to take down those Valkyrie cams that are set up to get information or where our Japanese team will try to come into this building and how they're set up, which operators are where. Because it's not just about having bodies to attack, it's about these specific operators that have these abilities and this utility, and that's why you bring them into position.
The majority of these operators are going to set up all of their utility early in the round, so you're going to see most of the cannons run out, the 2 mirror windows, the batteries set up, a lot of the Grisbot mines as well, so there's, as I say, that one more getting set up. So even though you know who they are, a lot of the setups are already done. You don't necessarily know where water is, except for with Waka's help. So if they could just kill Waka earlier, they could get a little bit of advantage, but Waka's not letting that happen. He is going to be pressuring in here. However, already taken down. That is that capital, no longer useful.
Easily yet again, just playing cat and mouse against Norengo here. They just have not been able to lay a successful trap against him just yet.
Taking advantage of a lot of inside cameras, playing against the fact that they are bringing an IQ every time. Instead of throwing the cameras outside, smart play there by Easily just getting a lot of intel inside. Finally, some batteries getting shot this time, but there's so many cross beams you have to worry about. It does become a little bit of a problem to shoot through that flow battery.
Real big Heckin' Hall is going to be opened up by Thermite. That is JJ, of course. Norengo, as they have already taken down the bandit batteries, as you mentioned, Devin. Mario is just looking through here. They're waiting for a possible comeback from Rogue, and this is what they're doing. Oh, 3 players are upstairs with 2 remaining anchoring on the site. This is Smoke and the Mirror.
That is a pain train. Just coming into the station, unfortunately spotted. That is, they're going to be watching for that flank now. However, they're still droning downstairs.
We'll have Eclipse here just in case they want to jump in. Mario will get the spot easily, somehow still alive with little health. Can use the supernova to his advantage here just in case get an extra angle, but Mario will come in and try to contest his opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, 24 seconds on the clock, and maybe that'll be their downfall here. Mario spots, and well, you know what? There's nobody here. They've all rotated away, and they're playing for time. 2 kills for Flash. Last alive is Mario. He's done quite a bit of damage with that pairing 9, and he'll come in and get 3K. And unfortunately, that is just not enough. Rogue with the comeback from 4-1 in Norengo. They bring it to overtime and get the 2 rounds in a row. Map 1, Consulate, goes the way of our North American team.
ログ強えな。
4-1 からかよ。5 rounds in a row just to save this map. This was again not a good map for them, but they certainly adapted, and that is what the best teams do. That timeout was everything for that team. That is where they pivoted. All of it. They were down 4-1. 13 kills for Waka, 13 for Mario. They are definitely on my MVP list for showing up 100% for their team. So close at the end there, 3K. I think one of those might have already been downed as well. It was all about, in the end, that flank, the 3-man flank. It wasn't about
Let's watch this. They drop and he gets the 3K. All lining up perfectly for the Habana.
It was just 100% about burning time at that point. 3 people upstairs. You saw what happened. They weren't getting kills. They were just forcing them to not be able to fight because they had control of the lobby, but all of that control was being contested from above, and they still had to get down to the garage. Opening the garage door didn't do anything for them when they're fighting 2 floors above it.
頭がいいやつが強くなるゲームだなって。頭がいいっていうかね、空間把握と発想ができる。
Just in case you lose one, you have to set up, and that's why a lot of teams like to play. Bring in a Zofia, bring in Ash to help them out. But that was map 1. Rogue, bring it back 6-4 and take map 1. And now we set up to go for the second one. Coastline as we set up for a bit of a sunnier position here. Now this is a map that Rogue did not play during the season. However, they were set up to play it once against SSG, who is a good team on it. So that makes me think they do have some good strategies for it. We just never saw them during the season. And this was Rogue's pick. Again, this is one they're going to surprise Norengo on as they had not played it. So, again, though, the wild cards, we saw how much it played into Norengo's hands, just the flexibility to play, surprising them from a lot of angles they didn't expect, really paid off. But we know that there's strats in the back here on this map for Rogue. And they're going to be starting to bring those out. They're going to bring that faster again. Glass, although it looks like we may take a second here to pause for a possible rehost.
プロリーグってさ、変な話、プロリーグは1個しかないんだよね。
Well, you mentioned as well on the desk is that we've never seen Norengo play Ghost. No, but we also saw them win and lose Consulate previously. And in this case, we saw that really 50-50 divide in terms of them having some really strong plays on it and then not. So it is hard to say that when a team doesn't have a lot of ability to scrim because of being or geography, when they don't have the ability to play on the other teams, they're going to have a smaller map pool because they just don't have the resources in terms of time and teams to have a broader map pool, which means Rogue have a huge advantage here. Not to mention, Bank has been a favorite map for North America this season, along with Cafe. So this is a very strong map for North America and for Rogue in general. So if Norengo can even bring it back here, they're going into another hard map against Rogue. So it is all uphill battle.
俺あんまりね、攻撃オペにね、こう興味が湧かないんだよね。
Definitely a surprising way because last time in Pro League, we're not mentioning 6th Invitational, but in Pro League last time in Brazil,
まだ攻撃しねえからあんまり。 playing there.
俺は知ってるよ、最近君の手数が増えてることを知ってるよ。
All together, got 4 rounds. In 2 matches, 2 out of 3 4 rounds in total.
スーパー縦になってた頃よりは明らかに手数は増えてると思うよ。
大変よろしい傾向でございます。
っていうか、
だいぶ3倍ぐらい多分手数が増えてると思うんですよ。
赤く塗らなきゃ、縦を。
銃構えてる時間が長くなってきた。
そう。縦構えてる時間、あとね、あ、サンゴさんね、もっとしゃがむ時間が長くなった。
そう。
基本ほら、構えてガションガションってやってたから。
リーさん、あれだよ。ブリッツやろ。
やだ。
ブリッツやろ。
あいつは、ほら、モンタみたいにガスガス入っていけねえから。
結構ガスガスくるよ。
ブリッツガツガス これと怖いよね、あれ。
自分がされたら嫌なブリッツになる。
え？
自分がされたら嫌なことやる。
ああ、なるほどな。
The Conga line with the 3 players.
我慢できねえ、ドリトスク。
俺もパリンコ持ってきた。
今このプリンとゴロッとみかんどないしようかなと思って。
てかさ、めっちゃ見てるとさ、酒進んじゃうっていう。
てかこれ見てるとさ、CG やりたくなるんだけど、ちょっと後でやるか。
ね、俺は多分できない。
あ、そうなの
10
時半から10時半の仕事やる。
俺明日夜勤。
Let's see how this
タ
one
ンコさんはお仕
starts
事
up. Ladies and gentlemen, map 2, Norarengo versus Rogue. Rogue up.
一緒にできるかな。
This should be interesting as well. 4 viable bomb sites on this map. Not all of them used. Kuko very rarely played. However, it is still viable. You just don't want to play it right away. But the other 3 are viable starting bomb sites as well. But Penthouse is the one that's generally in the meta in terms of most teams wanting to play it. Although a lot of teams know how to counter it, so a lot of other teams are sometimes starting down a kitchen or blue sunrise bar. However, we're going to go to the traditional start spot here of Penthouse, which is all about guarding VIP properly in that Hall of Fame there. You see easily reinforcing that wall. That wall right there in particular, once that gets opened either by the X-Kairos or gets opened by a Thermite, is a big problem. However, the attackers not bringing the Thermite, just the X-Kairos of Crazy. So if he can take control of VIP and open that up, but it's risky. Trying to push into the other bomb site much harder.
Now what a lot of teams can do is Brian just reinforce through the hallway and have a clear line of sight.
だからちょっと対応されてるなって感はある。
But here is both walls going to be reinforced.
But they opened up the floor underneath. That's important. They've opened up the floor, and that is where Brian's going to be able to play. If he stays downstairs and uses those cameras to know when it's safe to move into that kitchen right there.
All right. Hello. Good morning. Crazy's gonna go down here.
今の実況クソ好きなんだけど。
From the Lamborghini doorway, some takes him down.
That is not going to be great. He's going to be ghost riding that Lamborghini. JJ still alive here with the glass. They're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on from the windows. They're going to take VIP quickly in Hall of Fame. So they do have a lot of control, but just now a lot harder to take it. They didn't allow the rest of the wall soft, however. So they're going to open that up. They also have the Sophia of Walk to be able to help with that too. They could open up some of the bathroom wall. But the mirror window is going to be the big problem here, which easily is working right now. They're going to burn out some of the Jaeger ADSs. Now they're going to be able to use theirs to do some soft breaching.
Or mind you, well, it's no longer a problem because back in the day you could use Habana with Kairos to burn out the ADSs. No longer the case as they do not get affected.
Now you have to use those stun grenades for that again. Like used to, but Moro smartly reading into the flank and then gives up on it. Left to be able to hold this. Oh, holding it from a tighter angle. Smartly played. Brian though is not ready.
Gets a slash from the side. Get the kill here. They're trying to bait the ass into them.
He actually lives through it. Now he can just be picked back up. Nicely played. Huge advantage going over to Rogue here. Slash with 2 kills so far already. And he wasn't even fragging all that hard for his team last map, but showed up easily, however, takes down JJ, and that is the glass gone.
Finally, the EOD will get gets one, and Cloud goes down. Waka, of course, on the Polish Mama operator. We'll see if she can bring this one back here.
見てるとすごいよね。変な話さ、野良連合ってプロリーグの中ではどのあたりなの？
いや、だって初出場でしょ。
あ、そうなんだ。
Heads in through the blue bar hallway.
Just too high,
まあ
just above his
完全にロックされてた
head.
ね。
Raised the hair or two, and that was definitely Slash holding the angle. Look at him adjusting his own crosshair as well at the last second. Made the smart choice.
That's an oof.
Well, the MPX as well, you pretty much have to hit headshots because it is, you know, a bit of a pea shooter. So definitely came down to aim there, and we are going to see our first vigil. Surprisingly, hadn't seen it earlier. This is a good map for it, though. A lot of rotation possibilities across that top floor. But they're going to be playing downstairs, which means that vigil probably will be on the roam upstairs. As we're going to start on the kitchen, and we're also going to see another glass here, this time from Slash. So that should be interesting. They are still going to be bringing just the one hard breacher. Now, a similar lineup for the most part.
だから多分ローグなんかのグラズのセットプレーなんかも今だみたいな感じで後ろからチーム飛んでたんじゃ
ない？全体見てってことか。全員が全員見られへんから全員を見てセットしたなってとこでってことか。なるほどな。
当然真ん中のメインモニター見ちゃダメだけどね。
ああもちろんね。そんなもんメインモニター見たら大変。もう見たら
失格ですよ。失格。
シンプルやってなっちゃう。
さあちょっと気分変えて気分変えてやってほしいね。
Or you could say that easily took the last one from him, right?
Yeah, a little ace.
But
either way, though, that was a great start.
Set
Starting off with a spawn kill like that is a good way to put your team on the off foot, that's for sure. And ironically, not on console, that is the map we would have expected, the spawn peaks. But nope, did not happen, although they were definitely concerned about him the whole time, and you can see why, because they are willing to do them. Now, but that's the first round.
For me, if there is one bomb site where you should 100% bring
glass
on the attack, it's this one.
Yeah, the long angle on that kitchen window or the doorway are both brutal.
We'll give a shout out to Vitality Zephyr, who's, in my mind, the best glass in all of Europe, possibly the world. And he can just sit down and hit every single pixel. Take him down, because there's these drone holes.
ローグのグラスほんとすごいよね。
Nice angle there. From the Ash Eclipse. Now they've got to get that Claymore there, of course, to be prepared. Punishing shutout that spot that we saw last round. And even when he contests the hatch, he's feeling confident.
Yeah, Hibana. It's the Hibana going down. Now, here there's no banner on the Orengo, so the effect of the Hibana would have been stronger, but going in easily.
Fire everything.
It's working out for him, though. It's like watching a bolo stream.
The leans. Well, he's going to open that wall up, though, and start putting some pressure here. Waka with very low health. He's going to have to hide under the toilet at this point. As that might be where he gets flushed and just...
Great shot missing here. Eclipse is bringing the G36. Definitely not a common one. Maybe he'll spot the leg here. It's right there! Waka's in a spray through the wall. Finally takes him out.
Unfortunate.
Still
though, he wasted a lot of time.
あそこまで足伸びしたからしたのは結構いい感じ。
いやーこれでね横でもう一人ぐらい勝ってきたいね。
And then Brian making sure the top is as clear as possible. They do need to find that vigil though if they want to be able to pressure the bomb site without worrying about a flank. And Moreau is hiding in theater, just waiting for his time to shine as they start to push in. Brian though could spot him. He's got to time his use of his. There you go. He knew exactly when he was coming in because you have a lot less time on it now.
Oh, 打ち勝った。打ち勝ったよ。
4v2. And this is just the good trade. Brian will get the shot through, but this is a trade around of exactly what we saw in the previous round, but in reverse. Now it's only 2 versus 3 as you see the glass downstairs. 55 seconds on the clock. As the Mirondo will get taken down.
Nicely played from above there. They know the angles. They know how to play against Kitchen. But smokes come out. Now they're going to be able to use glass to their full effect. However, they still need Brian to get downstairs, and he's taking so much damage from the C4.
Trying to get the spot, but that was the first smoke coming up. There's still a second smoke grenade to be used, and other than that, none left. The EMP grenade, of course, is left in the hands of our Thatcher, but with 1 C4 left, I believe, for our defenders here.
Brian's gonna have to try and make the plant while Glass covers a single smoke canister can easily end his life, and he's not even downstairs. 16 seconds left.
I think they're gonna go for a window push here. Yeah, they have to come into the window in kitchen. They'll come into contest. Crazy will get 1 kill. Brian coming in. Rengu tying it 1-1.
That bomb site works just as well for them as the top floor does for Rogue. That was a tough fight. I think so well started by Rogue. He actually turned it into anything thanks to Waka just playing super aggressive and living way longer than he should have. Fast peeking and pre-firing pretty much every angle possible. He had 3 openings on him and just pre-fired them all until he had won at least 2 battles. And then absolutely paid off for him. And then the flank from Muro as well, in the theater, playing his vigil play just timed perfectly so they couldn't get him. Although it was a nice trade by Brian, just firing through all the soft things.
Definitely all on Mario, and of course the Jaeger that waited a bit early on in the first two.
見たいよ、ビップの飛び出し。
Shut down the Habana meant that it was a bit more difficult to go through the mirror window and open up a wide angle for the glass to just move back and exploit it, fire through, and anybody that wants to peek either from the bathroom or from the kitchen itself. Unfortunately, they got shut down, and this is part of how you attack. Anyways, you still have to take that top floor. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Rogue as we head into round number 3. Norengo now on the attack, and you know what? They're bringing in Lion this time.
Yeah, this is the first line for Norengo. As we saw one line for Rogue last time, didn't really have a lot of effect for them. It should be interesting. Now JJ bringing out the Jackal, they're channeling some Slash Hug as they had not brought out a Jackal either. So they really want to hunt roamers. That is 2 roam control operators. They're also still bringing the soft breachers in with hard breachers. So they are set up for this. It is going to be Kitchen for the first time here from Rogue. As they won the upstairs. Both teams won their bomb sets. They both have to switch. The question is, will Norengo go up to Penthouse next, or will they play Blue Sunrise?
The thing is, you see the difference between your operator picks depending on the site and on the map. Completely different setup. We saw the Thermite and the Habana that would have worked on pretty much any site you played if you were playing on the Consulate. Well, here, Thermite, unless you're expecting a push or expecting to push into the Penthouse, it's not really the greatest of picks to go for.
Well, if you think about it, there's going to be a lot more top than when they normally attack the top floor. So they know the bomb site's going to be down below, whether it's Blue Sunrise or it's going to be in Kitchen. Both of those are downstairs bomb sites, so having the roam counters is essential for playing this. We've seen how good roam countering can be in attacking this from Millennium previously during the season, so it is very important. However, Easily is going to try and be a pain for them as much as possible with that extra intel he gets from that heartbeat sensor.
And of course, he has the mirror window just in case. A bit of damage done to Mario there through the front doorway. Get a bit, a single bullet that just came in from the Pulse. Easily. Oh, actually, he does not have a mirror window here, but they're going to try to contest him from above. And this is why I remind you, take control of the top floor. And that's why you see the defensive Rogue is set up as well upstairs. JJ will try to use those holes to their advantage, and Norengo haven't been able to find shots on Easily just yet.
I like that angle, trying to fire through the floor right there. They're putting so much pressure on him, but they're not getting anything out of it. He hasn't taken a lick of damage yet, and this is really paying off for Easily. As long as he can stay alive and put pressure on them so they cannot pressure from that angle like they want to, and take control of the Penthouse, they've got this in the back here because they're burning so much time at this point, and no one has been shot other than Mario.
Well, at least they have the ADSs to help them out there against any grenades that'll be burned, or any of these lifeline grenades that will get thrown into the back of the theater, but kill one will be for Mario as Brian will go down. Slash will go down. The Ash definitely working here. Both kills will go to him. 2 left alive for Rogue, Shuttle and Eclipse. As Eclipse has to fall back on the site here. Is there a plan? No, there is on the floor right for him. They'll get the kill. Shuttle last alive here on the Mira. He was playing upstairs and not below in the kitchen. Nobody really guarding their back from those blue bar. Cool vibe stairs. Shuttle will get E1D here. He has to stick to the floor, and this is where you're going to be using an E1D to your advantage in Cloud for the final shot on the Lion. As he already had the Zofia coming from the back to help him out. Go for the pinch on Rogue, and you know what? 2-1 now. The attack working out great.
That absolutely came down to Mario's very aggressive plays and just great timing. Laying down the kitchen like that, absolutely expecting that push, completely played into the mind games, really, of knowing where they're going to be playing against it, despite him being the first to take damage, too. Absolutely great play by him. Completely. I think it was totally in the advantage of Rogue at first because of all the time they burned, but once he started just laying out those kills, and we are going to see Norengo actually go to the Blue Sunrise instead of wanting to go.
It's the
bomb set. As you mentioned at the beginning, because definitely the lowest. Whereas
Sunrise is difficult because there's so much open access in the Sunrise bar to like 3 different windows and doors.
The timing with the breaching round to come in, perfect timing. Not even looking in, just shift right in, and we'll get the 2 kills, and then Mario gets 1 more. Lands on the ground, waits for his opponents to push in. So that was perfectly executed by Norengo. Now the interesting thing about a Blue Sunrise bar defense is that the smoke has a huge bar to play behind.
Yeah.
You cannot shoot him through.
But if they get top control above that, is such an easy spot to pre-fire down behind the bar. And that's the thing, is all about team control. Being a team that likes to start in kitchen also makes me think they just like to take top control, hold it, and be able to fight from above. And that's exactly what you do not control right above where Mero is.
マツコぐらいのでいいんじゃない？
I like the double shield though to give him a little bit extra coverage from the door. However, it's the ceiling he's got to worry about. Slash is going to be getting on that glass, which may or may not be as effective on this. He does have some nice angles from some of the windows and doorway he can use to his advantage, but he's got to be able to play against the A-bomb side as well.
本当にさ、試合始まるとさ、解説の英語わかんなくてもなんか面白い。
Can't even fight essentially from there to be able to take control of that for that plant. Usually you see most people try to push him to be at sunrise.
See the setup here. Still have to defend Hookah, that's for sure. You see the walls that have been reinforced. Not all of them. It gives them a way to rotate between both sides. You see Cloud now is trying to open things up with his ITA shotgun. Just try and contest anybody walking in. But going into the blue bar is not really something that'll happen that often.
They mostly want to play out of it. They want to play sunrise. Just safeguard that as long as possible. But I think Slash could really be a problem for them here, especially if Shuttle can help open up angles through the hard walls as well. I think they're going to depend too much on hiding behind that bar.
Will drone in on the Capitao.
Good use of castle there to secure that, but there's a soft wall right there. They can just open up if they need extra angles to get in, which they're going to push very heavily on Aquarium here.
ヒゲカピがだいぶやばいよね。
They don't even open up the soft wall.
This is what they have to fight against, though. Coming in from the side, and Eclipse still sticking to the G36C.
He was absolutely prepared for that flank, though. Turned around the moment he fired his remote breach. So great heads-up play by them. Brian trying to make sure no more flanks are coming. They're doing a good job taking map control of the top floor, but they need to spread out from here. And the question is, can they force them down or kill them before they have to go for the plant?
Bit of damage from below here, as Crazy is playing behind his deployable shield that they need to burn as much time as possible. He's going to be used up here by Brian to take down anything that's set up below them, especially the goo mines that have been set up by Neurorengu, as Waka, of course, is on the Legion. Brian will come in, he'll spot the Jaeger that's still holding up. It's so difficult for them to deal with him, but as I say that, Waka will go down to Eclipse.
That's a big kill for this team. If they could take down Morel as well, this would round be about over, but Eclipse took a lot of damage in the process, at least. Here's those angles from that doorway I was talking about for Slash. If he can just open up the angles he needs, but he gets shot pretty heavily, forced back. They are going to continue to peek that wall, but he can open up a lot of it and then have Habana open up the rest for him. Brian, however, just getting kills. That's Morale off the board. JJ bringing it back, though.
I'll take down easily the Capitao. They needed him for the extra smokes here. Slash has not used up his smokes just yet, but Crazy just one more 3v3, and Eclipse has still taken a ton of damage. Of course, on the Ash, the entry frag for them. It's out there and still from the dead. The Legion will give them a hard time. JJ, what a beat! The information game is on point for Norengu as, you know what, that push to the blue bar, it's gonna happen. Slash is gonna be losing here, waiting for a peek from the smoke. He takes a bit of damage. Shuttle running on in, just trying to go jumps on in, goes for the kill. C4 will miss Shuttle as he dials those numbers in, and now sets up. Destruction on the diffuser. 3-1 up.
すげえ。今のアッシュ何？アッシュカットどう？
やばい、今のアッシュカットやばい。あれ完全に決め打ちだよね。あ、撃たれるなと思ったら打ち返して。やば。
And it absolutely worked in Norengu's favor. They just took them apart one by one. Yeah, they lost the two guys in the beginning, but then they knew where the approaches were coming from. They fought those angles, they peaked them perfectly. That came down to timing 100%, but
I like the coach for Norengu has a 6 on his necklace there because you know what, that's the dedication for Rainbow 6. That's what you got.
So we're seeing a repeat of last time. Norengu up 3-1, could get even to 4-1 here.
Never want to see an upset Tristan, that's for sure.
Nope. He is looking a little concerned, like, come on guys, you can do better than this. Rogue praying at this point.
Oh, the chunk.
Definitely a little concerned. This nice play by Eclipse. Potentially from the fall.
just could not be back. Those angles. JJ and Norengo in general are so good at finding these angles.
They just knew windows really well. Absolutely. Playing those windows against them, this is something that is hard because it's pretty much open.
What is that? How do you deal with that? How do you predict somebody that will just run in and know exactly which angle to pre-fire? This is definitely a team that has practiced every single position that they'll have to deal with, and just playing behind the mirror window, well, you know exactly where you can shoot, but you always want to correct just a bit because you can't get the correct angle. But this is the dedication, the amount of time that Norengo have put in to learn those angles and get that muscle memory in just to be able to perfectly position their
And I'll remind you, we had not seen them play Coastline at all. And this is also a map we did not see Rogue play, so neither team had given away any strats ahead of time in terms of how they were going to play this. But so far it's been working out absolutely in Norengo's favor.
パリンコのボリボリボリっていう音が俺も人のこと言えないと思うけどいい音してるよ
Helping indeed he is in terms of making sure the rest of them are able to do what they need to do. We're not even seeing Lion be that much of a factor because while the nerf didn't kill him off, it definitely set him up in a position where there's one less to be used for the roamers, and that's exactly what we're seeing. It's not being used during the first 2 minutes most of the time, and sometimes the Lion's dead before he even pops that first one.
And thank God for that, honestly. Yeah, the fact that there was that change brought Lion in the position that he was supposed to be from the start, which is, yes, you have an extremely powerful tool to your opponent. However, you need to time it correctly and play it with your teammates to be able to correctly utilize it, or else you're basically just burning an ability where you could have gone any other operator. It would have been quite a bit better in that position.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see if they get a chance to use him this time.
You saw the 4 kills for the top 3 players there.
Dividing nicely between them. Although some of those were even given over to players that hadn't been regging as well last map, that just had a chance to do this map due to the loss of some of those top fraggers last round. Now we're probably not going to see a spawn flash this time, but you never know. He could go there. Nope, he's busy setting down batteries, doing his job. And he's actually going to rotate around though for some roam play. Ooh, nearly caught.
Okay, okay.
He'll nail the shot as he started below and he shot up immediately as he nailed the hit here. I wonder if there was a drone to help him out.
I think, yeah, either way, just the greed, unfortunately. You're against this big old gun, a lot of bullets. You're not going to win that slash, unfortunately.
1戦目落としたけど結構追い詰めたからね
いやーまあ崩れたなーって感じはしたね
途中からちょっと崩れた感じはあったけど
ここはもう本当あんまり相手に考えさせる気も与えないぐらい
Now, any of those batteries that were there that could be taken out, will be taken out, not replaced by Slash.
Just basically Waka going, you know, tomo arigato. You go down, you can't really fight anymore, and those spawn peaks, we better not try them again.
And this is a position where Rogue are down quite a bit, and then losing a player at the beginning of the round. It's very concerning for a team that went all the way down to a 4-1 situation last map, had to come back.
ガンガンいくよね、本当。
But they are at least getting control. They've got some VIP open. They didn't have to use their heart breacher just yet. It looked like they just get some angle control. They don't have anyone playing the window, surprisingly, the big window on the room there. Instead, they're just trying to clear up and set up as much as possible. Walker gets set up even more by killing. My goodness, not looking good for Rogue.
Close angle there to be played with the MPX. Unfortunately, as you mentioned before, even MPX, pea shooters at these distances, and you need to get the headshots. Now, Waka looking for one more kill here as he opened in, trying to push easily out of his spot here. Well, he'll at least find the hit on the mirror window. That's one of them taken down. The second one has been bandited for the mirror to actually to play behind.
Thankfully, that was a hard wall, not a soft wall, so at least he can still hide behind it crouch height. But for a smoke, that's still a risky position to be in. He needs to stay alive.
He has to play all the way in the back. Do they get any information on him? Yes, they do. Will win the fight on the Ash. Nora up. 3 players, 5v2 is shuttling easily. The 2 anchors are now the only people alive, and they'll open the mirror window here as well. Shuttle will have to stay crouched if he wants to stay alive, but easily will land the shot on JJ as he falls back. He's going to try to contest here, but crazy for him. And again, the 4K going his way on Naruto. What is this practice? This aim machine.
めっちゃ激しかったな。
Aim machine. The reaction time from Shuttle just wasn't there. He peaked twice had potential headshots, just was
なんか
not
エイ
ready
ム
to
マシン
tap
言われてる。
Second map, 4-1. We see the exact same
レジパ
result.
ピオンのエイムちょっと今日キレッキレだね。すごいね。
exact same result, or will we see them going to map 3 in their point favor here?
Well, we'll see if the steam machine here of,
多いぞ。マップ3の話しろもっと。
start chugging along because we hyped them up after, yeah, we hyped them up, and that first round we're like, you know what, this is Rogue, and then bam, they're done.
Yeah, maybe without the spawn peak, there's just not.
おい。
Well, we are going to see no ring.
これ熱かったな。
これね、
おおすげえな。
Devastating this team. It just seemed like they're on top of their pre-fires. I would have wished that the jet lag was in a situation where the reaction time would have been a little slow, but I don't know if it was some Red Bull or what that they had this morning, but they are
正直言っ
just
てさ、これを参考にしとって言われたら、
Yeah, we
なる
saw
ほど、
him
わからんってなるよ
in
ね
the。morning when we're having breakfast. They seemed, Norengo seemed a bit tired.
なんで勝ててんの？それ打ち勝ってんのかわ
It's
かん
all
ない。
mind games.
coffee. Yeah, they were psyched us out even at this point. Well, it's working on Rogue, who again.
これ俺らがやってるゲームと一緒のゲームかな。
However, they won map 1.
違うんじゃない？
This is a bummer. If they go into bank, they still could be strong on bank. Not a big deal, but it does feel a little weird to go against the team that you were expected to crush and lose 5-1 on a map.
これ取ったら大きいね。
Last time we saw Ranger with this concern, it was at Gamescom for our season 5 finals actually.
ほら、
Germany.
ちゃんとさ、ヒーザーが
And
違う
you know
よ
what?
って怒ってるよ
I。think my arm is still reeling from
同じゲーム
him
だと信じてる
holding on to it just because he
ま
was
あでも
so
一言言うとプロリーグでモンタを見る
concerned
ことはないんだな。
not being able to make it, and that's
ちなみに
last time. This
キ
time
ング
around,
ジョージっていう
maybe he's trying to feel it
やつ
again.
が去年は
At least
こ
there will be a
のロード
third
にいまし
map
てですね。
just in case Norengo
はい
went out
ノー
this
スア
one.
メリカ予選でタチャンカをピックするっていう頭のおかしいやつだったんだけど。
Ahead of them.
Yeah, they're bringing that glass yet again to be able to pressure from multiple angles. I like the way that Norengo
そうで
opens
ちゃん
up
と
a
ラス
lot of that
キルも
wall
ちゃん
in
と
the
基
hallway
準で
of the
取るってい
courtyard to be
う
able
頭
to
のおか
fight
しいやつが
there.
いたんですよ
But。that is an angle they have to watch and
Yeah,
really
why?
need to take advantage
あ
of
あ、
that.
やめたの。
Now, last time they really struggled to take the top floor
スタメン落ち。
against
ああ、
Waka
スタメン
and
落ちか。
If they could take them earlier in this round, that might bode a lot better
さ
for
す
this
がに
attack because
タ
that
チャンカ
top floor
多めや
control
ダメ
works
だ
in
って
their
なった
favor.
らな。
Shooting
タチャンカ
downwards.
タチャンカピックエロはちょっとな。
いやいや普通にうまいんだよ。
Nice spread more being set up by Hookador there.
いやなんか
Just in
ミス
case
か
the
なん
run
か
out
で
doesn't
タチャンカ
happen
ピックしちゃ
for
っ
a
たの
flank
か
because we've seen some runouts here from both teams.
ミスでピックして、それっ
Slashing what
て
he
す
did
ごく
last
な
time,
い？
which is open as
果た
much
して
of that
ちゃんと
basketball
最後まで
as
仕事
possible
して
from the safest angles so that they cannot
果たして
play
それは
the
ミスな
bathroom
の
all
か
that effectively because they need to push that doorway at some point with those smokes. And they have
しかも
tapped
なんか
out
名前が
as the
キング
extra
ジョー
smokes
ジだからね。
to be able to smoke off the doorway as well as the long doorway by the kitchen.
Now the angle through the drone hole that I was talking about before is all the way in the bathroom where you saw Cloud set up. There's a tiny angle that you can use through, and that's exactly where Slash
Slash
Yeah, but-
set up. It's the Zephyr angle, pretty much until the end of time. So good as holding it. Unfortunately, Slash can't get the shot through from the main doorway shuttle. Has taken control of the theater upstairs.
They are managing to get some of that top floor control, and that's what they need. He's going to hide in a little cubby for a minute, take out the camera, and make sure they can use it. However, Slash in the meantime takes down Crazy, and that is no more cameras if they weren't off base. So that is a good start for Rogue, who need 5 rounds in a row again at this point. They're droning a lot more carefully.
Yeah, just droning in, trying to get information. Of course, shuttle still upstairs. Nobody able to contest him really because Norengo, having lost one of their 5 players, can't really maneuver around too much. They still have the Jaeger, Waka yet again, far away from the site to rotate around through the security area, just in case to shut off rotations from the lobby. But we'll see how the diffuser plan happens here, because remember, Rogue have Slash on the glass, and that is a perfect operator to have. If you are looking,
they need to plant soon as they pop both the smokes and one of Easley's. However, the C4 takes him down. Now they can't go for the plant statement. Easley's very low on health.
違うんだそこじゃないんだ
He's gonna run in.
ナイス
やったった
Gets the kill, takes him
デ
out.
フィーザー落ちたぞ
And this is getting Norengo a bit closer to victory on
これはでかいこれはでかいこのキルは超でかい
Norengo just sitting pretty on the site. And they still have not
これは
used
でか
that
い
secret weapon. And as I say
こ
that,
れはもう
lose Waka who trades here. Eclipse
いやだっ
will
て
take
あそ
him
こ
out.
行く
But Brian,
まだわ
the
からん
price
ま
to
だ
pay
まだわからん
as the mirror is set up. The window has already been opened. Shuttle is walking in. 15
12
seconds in. The mirror will get taken down. 2v2. But now they need to come in. They have to play the fights. With a 1 kill for JJ. And the last one from JJ as well. Who land?
取ったーあ、立ち上がっちゃった
With a 5-1 after losing the first one. 6-4.
5-1だよ。
We get into map number
これはね、この流れはいい流れですよ。
who can cash this one out. Can you
このまま押し切ってほしいね。
衣装返しだね。ごたごだね。
Take the W. I remember when we were talking about APAC, the first season that they came in when we were going to Brazil. This is not what we were expecting. We were not expecting APAC to adapt so well. We saw when we were at 6th Invitational with previously Mindfreak, now picked up by one of the most prestigious orgs in esports, Fnatic. They brought it back. They made it to the quarterfinals where they faced off against Black Dragons and went off. Here is Norengu that's bringing the pain. Yeah. And you know what? Rogue are definitely feeling it. Of course, I'll take a bit of a cooler here for both teams before we head into map number 3. As everybody needs to set up, it is a crucial map. Rogue taking the first one, a 6-4 comeback, and then 4-1. Well, 5-1 at the end.
This is a tough position for Rogue to be into because this was expected to be probably the easiest match in the setup. However, they go for this match, even if they win it, which they're actually struggling to do at the moment, then they have to go against EG or Penta. So Rogue, despite, yeah, they have a good replacement for losing Geo, and Shuttle's definitely been showing up. It is a huge struggle for them. This is a team that has always been, they've missed one LAN essentially since the very beginning.
It's Tiny, which easily was on, then they picked up the play on their team.
So it's been a struggle, and they've yet to win a LAN. They've got close before, but they've always kind of struggled with LAN, and this is against a team that was expected to be, I would say easy, but they are proving to be interesting. Norrengo absolutely showing up. They have
Live, love, Lord.
Yeah, bye. Kimoiからさ。
There you go. You see the crowd cheering. Tachanka Bliss.
There you go. Tachanka.
But you never know.
そしてこの完成で。
Well, maybe Norengo will just pull out the BM at the last minute. They're like, you know what? Hey, you want to play Tachanka? We can win it 5-0.
That's a Tachanka spawn pick would be.
メンバー変更
This is like bringing me back to those casual flashbacks.
変更してないんか。
Like an all-star match.
Still alive だろ。
I can't wait
メガネかけてた人がなんか変更したの変わったのかなと思ったけど違ったっぽい。小休憩なんだね。小休止だね。
Yeah, they lost the first map, but they got so close. And then to do the same thing again and then finish it out.
いやいやいや、基本的にメンバーはもうないね。
ないよね。
It's got to be a huge confidence booster for that team.
あれから
このタイミングでメンバー変更で私が来たってキングジョージ来たら。
きっとあれかな。メガネが痛かったんだな。
So they've definitely proven they can
ヘッドセット外してたから。
They have what it takes here. The problem is, Norengo are just bringing out stuff.
いいメガネを紹介しようか。ビジョンメガネって言うんだけど。
And of course, the biggest thing is that we always talked, oh, Latin America, they have the best gamers in the world.
Yeah.
After seeing what Norengo have here,
the reaction time from these guys, the pre-fires are on point. They know exactly where to aim for the head in terms of when they're doing these fast peaks. And I don't know if a lot of it's coming down to communication being really good or them just having great game sense in terms of making those peaks the right time. You saw, for example, the fight from Sunrise, peaking the perfect time from the bar, from the pillar.
Peaks on the floor as all he has is the mirror telling him he's on the floor peeking through a tiny angle.
Absolutely.
Bloop, gets the kill, runs away.
これ勝ったらすごいよね。
I've seen multiple times now where the Glass players, whether it be Eclipse or Slash, are missing shots, are slow on the shots. We saw, for example, as well, just some of the peaks with the mirror not hitting the shots as well. And it's just, honestly, that is losing them. And I hate to rely on gunfights as a thing, but we've seen from the spectator cam a lot of missed shots from Rogue. Not necessarily missed shots in the sense that they missed, like, you know, what they shot at. It's just not pulling the trigger. Clicking mouse one seems to be their #1 problem at the moment.
Norengo just being very good at pre-fire.
Absolutely.
They can use the information that's being relayed from their teammates
おひげちゃんは何を持ってんの
counter angle because they know they have the advantage in this one, and that's the confidence is something we've actually never seen a team that is that confident in taking 1v1 fights.
始まる前のなんかモッカさんとか帰るみたいなの持ってたもんね。
But back then, Latin America was not as developed in terms of the deep
やっぱ
strategy.
手が冷えると動かないもんね。
白い粉か
Well,
な。
now Norengo are showing that they have deep strategy and they have that
ダ
dog.
メでしょそれ。
How do you counter that as Rogue?
風薬。
Because it's definitely affecting
crossfires, 100% crossfires, making sure that you're ready to trade. We saw a few trades from Rogue, but it seemed like they're going for a lot of individual gunfights. We saw a lot of the rounds they won were down to good teamwork towards the end when they were actually working together to get these points. to push on them to maybe actually like section off those individual players of Norengo that were going for flanks. Those were the rounds where it worked. But the rounds where they didn't have that teamwork, where you had people like Flash trying to play alone and doing weird things, where you had people just trying to fight gunfights they shouldn't have been fighting and not hitting those shots.
負けてもしゃあないもんね。
いや、勝ってほしいね。でもどこまでやれるかが見てみたい。
In terms of not taking gunfights that they're not winning and not holding angles if they're not ready to click mouse 1 fast enough.
Yeah, the thing is, Rogue are not prepared to fight against an opponent like that is that confident.
No, they need to.
You don't really. You don't have that happens in North America. So this is the thing that they have to adapt on. Right here at LAN, just making sure that they can take control of those angles, the crossfires as you mentioned. But ladies and gentlemen, can Rogue make it through and make Kenny proud, or will Japan rise up this time? 1-1, map 1, Consulate going the way of Rogue in the comeback. Coastline, 5-1, side of Norengo. Now we head into map 3, Bank. Let's see who takes this one out.
An appropriate finishing map because it determines how much money they're going to be taking home. Now that Japan can finally win money, we're in Atlantic City. Absolutely, they can take it to the casino right away. Just start playing some of that money. But we are going to be starting with Rogue on defense.
それ逆に見せられたら次元が違うくておかしくなるんじゃない俺らの頭が。
They can play CEO, they can play even open area as well as tellers. They are viable on all 4 bomb sites on this map, and we will probably steal.
メガネ君がちっちゃいんだ、でかいのかな、ちっちゃいのかな。
The perfect setup if you ask me when it comes to defense. Valkyrie, Echo, Mira, Pulse, and Smoke.
So 3 people to deny, or 4 people really to deny plant, plus the extra camera work and another C4. Absolutely, because you have 2 or 3 C4s rather from Shuttle, Eclipse, and Slash. Then you have the Smokes from Brian and the Yokai denial from easily.
Frost が出てこないから勉強にならないんだけど。
We always talk about a push from servers, etc. We've even
おかしい
seen
な、
drops.
グラツが出てくるんだけどもうわけがわからん。
Totally have to catch them off guard. We saw that stealth drop from Gold Vault. That was amazing.
Right through that hatch that you just see. Thank you very much, Marcia.
What I found interesting as well is we see a lot of Echoes playing Garage. They actually opened up the wall into Garage from the red hallway.
バルキリー参考にならない。
If he's working in Garage, can fire the red hallway if they get in there.
どこについてんのってなる
And
もん。
test it from inside. There's something we see like the
Nora
late
Rengo
Echo
が
plays
後半になると
factoring
出してくる
in.
よ
So I
ね。
think that was a good choice in setting up that angle for him ahead of time.
弱体がでかいよね。
There we go. Some aggressive counter shots. And then unfortunately, in this round, he's going to slow down this play.
He's going to use the second one. There's no delay on this.
Obviously, he picked up his first one, so that was a good play on Waka's part, conserving that extra drone, saving himself a lot. I mean, he could always go back down and pick up that other one that he missed after as well. So, smartly played by Waka. We also see the Jackal, always a native to Bank, loves the Jackal because this is generally his map. He's going to be starting to look for anyone who's leaving their dirty little footsteps up there.
I remember one of the first times we actually saw Jackal being used, and that was on Bank.
銀行とあとタワーな。
Yeah, exactly 1 year ago.
結構ね、広い場所のね、ジャッカルはね、厄介だよ。
もうタワーのジャッカル嫌い。もうタワーのジャッカル嫌だ。
タワーなくなるらしいね。
え、嘘？マジで？タワーなくなってどこに？
タワーなくなって新マップがついた。
あ、そっか、アリバイと一緒に出てるマップか。
どこになるんですか？新しいマップってなんだろう？
新しいマップは
屋敷みたいなやつだよね。
屋敷だね、村みたいな感じ。 危ないんじゃないそれ。
Seeing how Waka's been getting these picks here. Now there you go. That's why you only open just one bit of the wall, because you can walk in and get information on the Pulse, who will try to peek out and get a kill by chucking out the C4, denying the plant. And that's why you're bringing a Mira this way. Oh no, down drop one. JJ's ready for the second one. He'll bounce it in, and unfortunately, it will miss. But remember, he has down Eclipse.
That is very important. There is 2 more C4s on the board. There is Shuttle and Slash as well, so it's not the most important, as the Mira window itself is still up.
多分この分だと起こされちゃうんじゃない？
Crazy. Has detected the first player, but he'll try to set up for possibly a second.
見えてる！
Easily going down, and that's the Echo. That is a huge bait. They lose out on one of the 3 C4s. The smoke will get thrown in.
Baited one out, and
the C4 as well is going to get baited here, but Slash will rotate in, pick Eclipse up. They're going to smoke the window, but you know what? That's why you have the smoke and the Pulse. Waka, the whole hit. Eclipse will go down. Son here. Diffuser is going to get set up as JJ is contesting from the garage.
Okay.
Waka will get one more on Brian. Two left
逃げ切った。
alive.
オッケーオッケ
Make
ー
that
オッ
one.
ケー。JJ のステップラント成立。うわ
Put the pedal to the metal.
いやもう
JJ is down. Still has to face the four. He'll hit the shot on Waka.
おおやるな。
すげえな。
But just to run in, shucking in the C4. Can he hit it?
お
No,
っ
he
ぶね
did not. More damage done.
おっぶね
The Jackal upstairs. Try to find the angle.
Okay.
With no
Yes.
Land the kill with bearing 9. Round 1, Norengu.
Great attempt by Shuttle, but wow, too
オッケー
little
よ
too
かっ
late.
た。まず初戦取れた。初戦
Unfortunately,
取
the
れた。
grenades on Eclipse are really what cost him. They had to spend time picking him up. He eventually got finished off by a third grenade anyways. And so those grenade angles, absolutely vital in terms of countering that. They needed to have, I'd say maybe even better Jaeger play in terms of probably needing all 3 ADS in there to be able to counter that. And I imagine next time they play that, they're going to be a little more prepared for those grenades because that absolutely costs us around in terms of playing against that. Also, good smoke bait out by the Thermite as well and baiting out the C4. So it was, I mean, it baited them out in a position where they were able to counter it as well and be able to get those picks down and secure the red hall. And
明日仕事休んででもこのまま見て
now
たい
they are in again a starting strong position for the third time.
まあまあでももうこれも最終だからね。
They've got bank strats as well.
Oh.
We didn't see them play, but they are definitely showing up for sure on this. I mean, that's the more typical bomb site to attack, though. So what I want to see is what happens when Rogue plays CEO, something they've shown very strong play on that bomb site.
この方たちが寝てからちょっとゆっくりペンタでも見ますか。
During the ProLeague,
お前ら
ゆっくり楽しもうか。
俺は明日夜勤だからね。
俺は明日遅番だし。
しかもね、なんかさ、今日はね、俺ちょっともうエルコール入ってるんですよ。
No echo, not even a smoke. So they're absolutely depending on C4s.
いや、今日はね、あれなんですよ。もうちょっと。
all the C4s I imagine.
今日はもうほら
But they're playing with
ね、
their
飲み
upstairs
会
as well. They're
飲み行くって言ってたじゃん。
So unlike Rogue, which didn't want to bring anyone upstairs, they're potentially going with 3 to 4 people or even 5 upstairs.
This is something I love here because you can open the hatches and shoot all the way down. We saw Team Liquid using that.
And you can even drop C4s down as well. Some of these teams do the multi-floor C4 drop.
I think this was Sexy Cake's position, basically playing all the way above. And he was playing an Ella back then. Ella was so much stronger.
If you're a 3, you can rotate down that much faster if you need to as well. So that is definitely an advantage. But they're already going to push aggressively from sewers, and Eclipse is in position. But Easley's not there. There we go. Easley's going to come around. They're going to do the same strategy of opening it up. Nice play at 30 seconds here. They've got Slash to be able to hit that Lion now. First time Slash bringing Lion. They're going to do the same strat, but now they can make sure that the retake is much more difficult, assuming Slash is going to pop that.
And the important part of this attack as well is to cut off rotations, just like we saw before. Either playing from the hatch, or in this case, as well having somebody in the garage. But Brian will get the first kill, and that's an elimination. Crazy. As the Jaeger's down on the floor.
Nice start here. I think the obviously Glaz a little more effective than a Buck with an ACOG here, but he's got to hit a shot. Something that both Eclipse and Slash were struggling with.
ほとんどのマップでピックできるって相当自信あるんだろうね。
Opening up a lot of the stop wall though, they're getting a lot of angles and a lot of the yellow highlights potentially show up here if they try and cross. Slash with a nice cross position, which from Garage is actually going to make it much harder for them to fight against the Glaz. And Lion finally coming out as well.
Cool damage done to Eclipse here on the peak. D1D1 to tap. You know what? Slash comes in, gets the kill. 3v5 now. Advantage for Rogue. The C4 will miss, and you know what? You don't have a pulse like you saw before. You can't really time things for the diffuser plant, and there you go. It's going to happen. Easily will get one more. Mario, though, will get easily at least to himself. The Glass, unfortunately, Eclipse. One shot ready here. Habana down. Brian down on the floor now. But Slash will use his E1D to attack the last one. And everybody running up from Rogue. We'll get round number 2, and at least they tie it up. Rogue, they're not that asleep yet.
No, but it seemed like they were struggling to actually defend the diffuser because even though they got 2 kills before planting it, they still struggled against those 3 because Norengu would just pop them out of nowhere. And like we talked about earlier, pre-fire was totally on point in terms of catching Rogue off guard. And that was 2 attacker wins in a row though, so that means they can continue to go to that bomb site if they want to, but no. Rogue are going to switch it up. Something there are some counters to, but there are some counters to those counters as well, as we've seen. So it really depends on whether or not Norengu studied this.
We've seen even the castle impact nades being used.
That's
to
what I'm
take
talking
down.
about. The counters to the
Yeah,
counters.
there's so many ways to play around this here. Brian coming in from the back, watching the rotations, and just yet again cut off
But
your
then losing
opponent's
the fight
coming back.
against Waka after that was a bit of a surprise. Like Waka just absolutely playing it smart, using that pillar there in the middle of that square skylight room to totally play to his advantage. We are going to see our first individual here from Rogue as well with Eclipse. So this should be interesting. Slash always playing Rook on the site, taking advantage of the ACOG and then extra armor for that feet first prone. Always fun to see, because he is very effective with it on this site, especially if they go with the deployable shield strat, which they might be going with, that they put in the long way to the door.
And it's very difficult to fight against that, because as an attacker, you have to fight it through the windows.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult spot to deal with, because there's others that can easily pick you up.
Here's what's interesting, though. They're not bringing the castle on this. And that is something that was a big factor in when we saw it before in denying those long angles, because the only one that was able to open those up was Glaz or Hibana from a long range. And so they could peek from the long windows of the lobby. Now they can't. Now those are just wooden windows that can be shot by anyone. So this is like an odd choice in what was such an effective defense previously, because Castle is really good at stopping angles from non-soft breachers.
I'll remind you again that Rogue does not have a Jaeger, so no ADSs, and when you know this is a 4-meter wall, you can shoot the top side. And just, not to mention a lot of windows where grenades can be thrown from. Remember, Crazy's bringing the Jackal. He can still use his IQ. Shotgun is Mira. A Slash, though, will land the first kill, and he'll take down the IQ. That'll make it a bit more difficult to spot out Eclipse as he's roaming around, and of course, Shuttles.
There's those grenades. Unfortunately, not catching anyone. Ooh, he's ready for a second one, not getting any distance. Slash contesting using that ACOG to full advantage here, but Waka's going to start droning out the site very quickly while they're distracted fighting the windows. Get some idea on how to press this, but 2 people in conference is going to be hard to fight.
Slash, as you said, still playing behind the conference room. They have opened up Janitor, so they can shoot in if need be. They'll have a mirror window to look through as well.
It's all about turning the 3 rooms into one, janitor, conference, and the actual CEO offices, so that you can rotate fully, as Slash is doing so, and gets a second that is all the grenades down for his team. So nicely done, and there's a drop. Crazy does spot it though, so that flank going to be a little less effective from Shuttle, but still something they've got to watch out for. Maybe Crazy can catch his footprints, make him a little bit easier to track.
The wall has already been opened up, but unfortunately you can't really just crouch in and go, and there's 5 players aiming their rifles and SMGs straight at you. Crazy coming in, looking through into stock, into Janitor. But there's a softball there with a mirror window, so you can't get spotted the instant you move, and there you go. There's the smoke. Taking him out. A Shuttle playing all the way from below, getting the information from the mirror. The team play, the communication from Rogue on point now. Noren with 2 players left. Mario yet again making the Barrack 9 work. Runs off here, he's shot to the top to throw in. Slash again. 3K now, using it to his advantage. And then the last one on the Bandit, just to clean it up. Brian will get the last. And Rogue, they'll win this one out as well. CEO, their classic defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm almost surprised they didn't start with that, because obviously Lockers was one that didn't work out for either team. The question is, will Norengo go back to it and decide to try and shore up the weaknesses? And they will. Whereas Rogue decided, you know what, let's go with our best play and make sure that we don't start off in a 4-1 situation. Finally, Rogue starting off with a point advantage here for once, and not starting off with a 1 point for the entire map. This could be where Rogue finally shows up at a dominating performance here, but we lost the player, so now a quick break, I imagine, going to happen here so they can get him back in.
There you go. In the meantime, we'll check out the highlights of the round. As we'll remind you, this is new stuff we're testing out. And you know what? It's great to be able to see some of the spots because of how hectic Rainbow Six can get at times.
Some of the shots you don't get to see during the game.
Even though we have the best observer in the world at Marcio, you still will miss a shot or 2 here and there. And that's why we've got this tech here to try and show you everything that's happening. Not missing a single instant.
Try to prove it for y'all. Best we can here.
Yeah, that is for sure. Of course, we're testing out a lot of stuff. Next event, obviously after DreamHack Austin, will be the Paris Major.
And you'll find out more about esports stuff tomorrow as well on that panel. So should be interesting to hear what's coming in store.
A lot of stuff changing in the Pro League for our next season, and well, for our close future in this year. 2018 is definitely the year of Siege. I'll call it
absolutely. Well, now Ringo getting a little prepared. they've had so many advantages
すげえ
that
手汗が
they
やばそうな感じだね。
lose on. But I think they've got the confidence to take this to an overtime at this point. Just between these two teams and the way they've played so far, we saw an overtime on map 1, but that was after a 3-round comeback in a row. But now Norengo could be in that same position finally, as Rogue have finally found a map that they're actually playing strong on to start with.
We have to give it here for Norengo. I mean, we always say, oh hey, APAC.
Well, there's two Japanese teams that have shown up too. I want to remind you that Ainz also showed up very well at Invitational.
Yes.
And they were the other Japanese.
They were so close to eliminating ENCE in the group stage.
So as a region, we're seeing the small island regions of Japan and Australia. The tiny little island, the little resort they have there. But I mean, the reason I bring that up is it's very difficult for islands to deal with the internet thing when it comes to ping and playing with other regions. You don't have the geography to be able to play with a lot of the regions. And that really hurts you as a team. However, I think Fnatic going back with the experience that they had from the early invitationals, even Cryptic going back with the experience they had from the early invitationals, I think they brought a lot back that is really helping the teams in the region. And you're seeing that in Norengo today. You're going to see it Fnatic later today, I imagine, as well. It has really been a big boon to that community. And I feel like it was like Latin America as well, where it was like a little bit of a slow start and then a huge jump.
And those are the rematches we're going to have. 3 rematches after this.
This is like the only non-match.
Norengo Rogue is the only non-rematch. For next one is a rematch for the grand final of the 6th Invitational. In my mind, the best game of Siege that has ever been played.
So far, this one's being hard to beat.
Yeah, this is very much so. And we'll remind you, Game 3, Millennium, facing against FaZe. And that is a fight back from Gamescom, where FaZe playing back then under full energy were able to knock out Millennium in their first LAN and Pro League since playing under Youngtis the year before, where they won. And the last game, of course, Fnatic versus Team Liquid. In that case, that was a heck of an invitation. That was a heck of a fight, and of course, that ended up going the way of Fnatic. If they were playing their Mind Freak back then, I was 6th Invitational at Montreal. I can't even believe that it's already been 3 months and we're back here. I wish we could do this every day.
Well, it's definitely getting to that point with the way we're having longer and longer seasons, more and more events.
2 weeks from now we'll be in Austin.
Yep. Hopefully people that are attending here can also attend that, but I imagine that's a bit of a stretch for some. However, that will be very exciting as well. A lot of these teams probably going to be there as well. I don't think it's been revealed yet.
Yeah, we have. We have revealed all the teams that are going to be playing in DreamHack in a couple of weeks. So, 12 teams that have been invited from Challenger League and from Pro League. We have 4 teams from Europe that are attending to play, among which Vitality, Market, and Millennium that are playing there. There's quite a few from.
I guess if Rogue don't win this, they at least have that to try and play.
Exactly. I'll remind you, EG's playing there as well, so maybe so. And there are 4 spots in the Bring Your Own Computer tournament. So
and I know there's
anybody can come in and try to play and go in.
It's definitely going to be a heck of a competition. Hopefully we get some good wild cards like Norengo bit. But back into the game, I saw Ranger smiling a little bit for a minute there, so feeling pretty confident what Rogue's going to be doing this time. Maybe took advantage of that little bit of a technical timeout with. We are going to see the same strat in terms of what Rogue's going to be bringing, which worked very, very effectively last time. They've got the Glass and the Thermite to be able to set things up. They have Shuttle if they need to clear out any utility like Jaeger ADSs, things like that. And then, of course, they have Slash to push from the garage. They might try and counter Slash a little bit more this time, as that was a big problem for them, as he got a nice flank on behind and pretty much put a big hole in their ability to defend against the server's push. So I would think they would do it. They could even go to shotgun that wall to open it up a little bit more and make it harder for Thermite to do his job, but it doesn't look like they want to do it just yet. They did leave it soft at the moment, so we'll see. I do like to see that counter work, so it looks like they open up the other angle, and then it's a little more of a pain to open up that wall. Slash is again going to be going for that garage push, though. Assuming he drones it well and doesn't check the face first, fairly effective.
だから買おうか迷ってるんだよね。
Monroe's actually waiting for this push this time. We saw last time how fast Clips pushed in. This time easily droning for him is going to catch Pulse here, who looks away just at the wrong time. They're not going to walk face first into that.
Still
drone in here from Rogue, trying to gather up the information before they come in. Of course, they're back on the line. They got Brian, they got easily with the Thermite. We've seen the Thermite how it's been played literally every single time here. JJ, you know what?
The smoke too. Yep. That is a big.
And Norengo still have 3 C4s on the board, and you know what? The smoke still can delay things with the 3 charges. but it's not the end of the world. The problem is now they cannot
test
their points and burn the extra time, so Rogue will have an easier shot.
Both soft points. Now that's an interesting choice. You're not shotgunned at all. They're not doing anything contested just yet, but they can. They can shoot the thermite charges, and then of course give Blast an opportunity. They do so. Nope, possibly. I'm not sure if that's the second one or the first one was a fake, but
he'll shoot it off. There you go. That's why they left it open.
Nice play by Rango. Now, Glaz unfortunately didn't open up that wall ahead of time, and that kind of cost him a little bit in terms of countering that play.
As I said, not sure if the thermite was faking the first one. Maybe easily has a second as a thermite charge to play with. C4 is going to get prepped here as Waka's looking for the information. Not sure if his Valcam is still active, actually, on the inside. So much time being burned here. C4 will miss. We're at a minute 10 left on the clock as the first of 2 E1Ds will get used. Smokes are going to get thrown in from both angles here. So he won't be able to spot the Valkyrie. That's just prone on the floor. He'll come in and he'll get...
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Eclipse will get one more, but Cloud will refresh.
Okay!
Crazy from above, playing the angle.
Yes! Yes!
Brian less alive now. Versus 2. Nora Rengu. Mira peeks in and picks up the kill.
Really well played. Absolutely. It started with the pulse. The pulse hanging out in servers long enough to slow down the push there. We saw the first time they pushed it. Within the first 30 seconds they had it open. Step 2, leaving the wall soft. Thermite could not do his job. And then Crazy hanging out upstairs. And the great contest by Waka from behind the bomb. That line popped maybe a little too late. I mean, the early kill by Slash was great. But after that point, he just wasn't effective in stalling them out with that flank. And just well executed by Noah Rango, absolutely deserving that win and just completely countering what Rogue were doing.
Using the pulse there to get the information.
He rotated back right when he needed to as well and left them, forced them to drone him out while he was back in gold. So it was absolutely just reading into the attack because they used the exact same attack, and that's been a problem for Rogue. When we've seen them repeat their attacks, that's when they tend to lose to Norengo.
And nobody pushed into the office in open area.
Nope, they just left it.
They just left it there. That's usually a spot where the Habana sits in. Well, there was nobody there, and just trying to charge into the one small doorway there. Yeah, good luck.
Well, really well played, and now we're at a tie here. However, that means Norengo won that bomb site. They're going to have to switch, and we'll see what their secondary bomb site is. Now, Rogue voluntarily switched last time, so they can go back here either way. And they're going to be back trying lockers for a second time, which I'll remind you they lost the first time. The question is, can they do what Norengo just did, which is adapt to exactly how the attack was going. They're actually setting up some defense up there in tellers. So last time, if you remember, they played all 5 downstairs, no roam, nothing like that. Obviously going to be doing something different this time. I imagine Eclipse is going to be the one playing in Archives. That's typically the way you're going to see that played. And then he's going to have some rotation, and the Castle from Shuttle, he's going to be help setting that up. So you see the way he's reinforcing the lone office wall, and then passing that doorway. It gives him the ability to play in that hallway and rotate back and forth between tellers, Archives, and even the elevator.
Did they reinforce the elevator? That's the question that I have in this one here, because whilst they leave the hatch open, there we go. Okay, they're going to reinforce this just to slow down their opponents if they even think about going through the elevator.
Yeah, they reinforced the typical 2 spots, but then they left the admin office one inside open area open in case they need to rotate out, and they're actually playing it open as well. So this is a very roam heavy strat, and it's all down to Shuttle's castle.
Yeah. As you mentioned before, it's very odd to say, but the castle is the flexible pick. He can do whatever he wants because he can reinforce or open up as well using his impact.
Now, of course, Slash, while he's going to be useful downstairs, he may also be really useful here in helping the roamers know where they can safely play. As long as he can call out where they're attacking from, they can start to move around and rotate to different positions. But Waka's already taking control of CEO and opening up the floor to put pressure on Archives or Teller if they sit in there. So this was a smart play, taking advantage of the fact that they weren't playing upstairs. The question is, are they going to expect no roams because there was no roams last time and not drone as effectively? Or are they going to just be careful and smart, take the map control that they can? And now you forced all 5 downstairs already. That is I mean, that was a lot of wasted utility to just go downstairs. Unless they're going to come for a late roam towards the end, like perhaps up one of the stairwells when they're not expecting it after they're focused on server stairs. That was, I don't know, it seemed like a bit of a misplay by Rogue. Dedicating all those resources to just
at least they'll get the spot of one player here above. That's Waka maneuvering in. He does have a grenade to take down the wall there that was reinforced by the castle. We're going to open up at least the one hatch. C4 is going to miss here as there's nobody anywhere around the tellers. And You know what? They were maybe trying to bait in a player, and there we go. They'll get the information. Unfortunately, that was right after they lost the C4 that they could have gotten a pick through. This JJ can come in and just try to get an angle. Taken down JJ as he falls back the stairs. Fighting an Ella in CQC, that is definitely a terrible
That's
position.
where that gun is still a beast.
Yeah, and that's really her spot. Her design was all about being that CQC fighter that will basically win any fight up close, and this is the perfect line of sight that you can give any Ella player here, especially Eclipse. As he moves up, actually, instead of coming down. He will get spotted, though. A shuttle peeks in, sprays in, can't get the shot, though.
Oh, the timing here. These flanks are definitely going to help. Eclipse could be the thing that wins this. 25 seconds left.
Cloud will come in. Now remember, they do have an echo, so they're going to try to delay things as long as possible. Crazy will get one finally. Need to go for the plant real quick here. Cloud setting up, but no. 2 kills coming in for Rogue. That's Waka and Crazy. Mario with 1, but Brian will shut things up. The last one will be on Cloud. Right before he can dial in that enter key to make sure they can set the diffuser in. Rogue roaming all the way around, and yet again, like we saw on map 1, even though they lost it, they're playing cat and mouse and they're winning it every single time.
Even though you didn't see easily on the kill feed there, he was vital to that defense, though. You heard how many times that Yokai went off and delayed that plant. That put them in a position where they were forced to fight gunfights they didn't want to be taking. They wanted that plant down so they could just watch it and pull Rogue into them. Instead, they were forced to engage with Rogue in unfair situations that just worked out completely. The smoke even probably backfired on them at that point because they had less visibility to fight the angles that Rogue could approach from, and because they didn't have garage control the way that Slash had been doing previously, they just couldn't fight it. However, also this play here from Eclipse, I love the took his spot and continued to push them back with those pre-fires. Absolutely worked out in his favor. And then Brian, wow.
You're sitting in the doorway there, you can get spotted very easily. Mario trying to save the day there, but unfortunately Cloud was already down and he couldn't turn around fast enough
too little
to
too
face
late.
a second. You can't really blame him for the position there, but Norengo didn't really know what to do with, I think early on, the way that things were reinforced by Rogue, it definitely threw them off their game, but they got it back, and they got the pick off of it. But unfortunately, the Yokai, the Echo drone there. Oh my god, it saved the round. But now we go to a Teller's Archives defense.
So Slash really showing up with 7 for his team so far, and they are only 1 point ahead. Now they've got to play Tellers. This is going to be Nora's secondary site, which we weren't sure of previously. They could have gone with CEO or with Open Area. Open Area is definitely a lot riskier and has a lot lower win rate, partially because it's not played that often, but it's much more difficult. Sneaky camera spots in the plants there.
I love positions there with the Valkyrie cams. You can do so much because you always get detected, or you don't know where you're getting spotted from. But hey, it's hidden perfectly. It's just a bit difficult of a place to look into and find, especially with the camera, because I believe he's using the elite skin on the Valkyrie. It makes it a bit more difficult with the camera.
Yeah. Well, they are going to be setting up a lot of resources upstairs in CEO, the janitor closet. This is a bomb site you need to defend from above, like we talked about earlier with take top floor. This is definitely one of those. Taking stock is usually a big way a lot of teams will take it, as well as trying to take from this doorway. Here we see Eclipse at. They need to be able to pressure them out of that janitor closet, and that's where the mutes can help. They had a mute jammer at the door. They have castle barricades to try and deny a lot of approaches. But this is where Buck is all that much more useful, because now you put pressure from another side, and now that window having to be used by Waka to try and fight this, as they could try and pressure from the closet door. There's the sneaky cameras there from Waka paying off. Spot 1. However, the pre-fire not going to hit anyone, but Eclipse takes down Crazy in the meantime. That's that castle. At least he did his job.
Habana still trying to crawl way through here. The peak coming in, and that's a quick pre-fire on their drone. This Eclipse is still set up on the side here. They can begin. They can use 2 angles to try and pinch things out. As Walker is trying to link team players like Goga, burning so much time just by sitting in that janitor area. And you see the sneaky camera. That is so perfect. The
Yes!
to make it 4-4, and they lose the Buck. A big loss here because the Buck is so important to take down the floorboards and try to get picks on anybody who's sitting downstairs. Mario Wolf will basically try to run back, using his Nitro Cell to open up the wall, and still Valkyrie alive. Oh, the jumping! No, he can get one! Easy's ready right below. Refrag. They turn it into a 3v3.
でもグラズ落としたのは結構
でかいでかい。
でかいよね。
Seems like Norengo are happy with just going off and stuns, and Rogue cannot predict that. They are just gonna peek
多分いないんじゃない？これは。
playing so smart in this closet.
Oh, get down. There we go.
The drop shot from Shuttle wins it, but Cloud trades it right back onto Easily. The trade's back and forth, 2v2, now 48 seconds.
Last two players alive, of course, the Havana and the Lion. Here for Rogue.
これは。
CJJ and
あのローマやってみたいね。バルケリーの。
Try to get some information, but
ミュート1個もらって。
only a couple drones left if they would like to use them. They know that both players are downstairs, but they don't have the utility to open up the front wall from the tellers to walk right in. They have to use the doors or to push through from the back of the archives here. The last gas grenade is going to get used with 16 seconds on the clock. Shuttle trying to shut down anybody rotating, and the C4 will miss here. You see they're trying to go for a pinch from one side and the other. Walk in, land a shot on JJ. Rogue will be able to bring it back around the board.
Well, that was the one situation where Nora finally didn't trade things. And I gotta give credit to Rogue in terms of making sure that they had traded, and they didn't overplay the janitor closet.
There you go, the crowd trying to bring Rogue into this. North American crowd, well, you know what? Brazil, they were very loud. Montreal, they were very loud. Gamescom even, but I'm not sure here.
I don't know.
Rogue needs your energy if you want them to go through. You'll have to scream a bit louder here because they still need one more round. And maybe we can get Rogue into the semifinals, but right now they still have to shut down Norengo, as we've seen her Japanese team that is excellent at just getting so aggressive, in-your-face plays and knowing how to use their communication to pick them off. Here, just Rogue able to fight back in the round, every single round being so close between the two, down to the third map. We've seen Rogue come back before.
So this is the time when they're not happy. A scary thing for Norengo, who have been generally the dominant team so far most of the time outside that 5 round in a row comeback we saw the very first map. It looks like they're struggling with some player dropouts as well again, so it may take a second to get into this, but
we'll remind you as well that we do have timeouts. And we had this implemented right at the end of the online season, where our community manager PK was able to release it for everyone, and everybody knows that you have a minute, you have a timeout to use per team, per map, to reset. Make sure that you can realize what the problem is, and then bring yourself back into the game. And Norengo are definitely trying to use it to their advantage here because they're down 2 rounds and they need 2 more to bring it to overtime. So advantage definitely in the way of Rogue.
At least they don't have to do a 5-round comeback.
Yeah.
It's a situation. Well, I mean, if they want to win, I guess it needs to be at least 4 or 5. But still, it
needs to be 4 minimum, right?
Yeah, 4 would be good enough.
4 in a
2
row.
to overtime and then 2 to win. But either way, Ranger looked a little concerned because he wants to lock this out, let his boys rest a little bit for their next match tomorrow.
And they do start off, well, the winner of this game and their next one will be the first matchup for tomorrow's semifinals. So being able to finish off as early as possible obviously gives you the advantage to just go home. Well, get up here to your hotel room, watch VODs if you're the coach, let your players relax, rest, get some food, chill, and then get ready to practice, because we do still have our practice rooms where everybody's going to try and go and play a few more scrims before heading into semis. But we still have to figure out who takes this third map. I'll remind you, the winner of this map will make it to the semifinals, get a fairly substantial bump in their in their cash make it at the end. And as you mentioned at the start, Bank definitely the one to go for.
But I mean, you got to imagine in Norengo's position, let's say they win this. Who do they got to fight next? EG or Penta? Now,
I don't think they care who they fight.
At this point, yeah, I would be happy to just be moving on to the next match. But that is such a hard fight. I mean, this is already a tough battle. You make it through this, yeah, your battle hard. I mean, I would be scared, but at the same time, I would be very proud of them at this point in terms of coming this far, because I gotta admit, they didn't show a ton of APAC finals that made it seem like they were the team strong. But whatever they did between then and now is working. They're,
頑張ってほしいな、
they're
野
2
良連
points
も。
behind, but to get to this point against the #1 North American seed, whose team has been around
から逆転した
forever,
らかっこいいよね、すごい。
a big accomplishment so far, and it is not over yet by a long shot, as we are finally into what could be the last round on Rogue Best Bomb site.
CEO for Rogue and Norengu have to go through this one. Now Rogue will bring pretty much the exact same lineup as we saw before. We see Eclipse.
Yeah, last time we didn't seem too effective on that. He did get shut
Honestly,
down.
when you got Slash on the Rook with an ACOG, yeah, good luck.
3K, yeah. I mean, that early pick definitely helped as well, and him just countering all those grenade plays on the windows. I mean, he played into it. He knew that they were trying to play for grenade throws through the windows to try and push people off positions. So he took advantage of the ACOG and just played a long angle. Nice set of kills there overall, though, by Norengu. 5 and 6 for most of the team.
But here's the thing. We always say, oh, if you're playing downstairs, you always have to take the floor above if you're the attackers. Well, here, you're playing the top stairs. Obviously, you can't play on the roof, really, into it.
Sometimes playing the top floor then gives the advantage to the defenders, because then they don't have a roof above them they have to worry about, and they can play below for retakes and C4s and things like that. So
but how do you clear this up if you're Norengu, especially when it's around you need to win? Do you take control of the lower floor, or do you try to go for the same failed tactic of trying to chuck nades through the window?
You really need to take from behind, from the this open square area, if you can potentially, as well as pressure from the lobby side. They don't have a glass or anything for super long angles, but they do have plenty of grenades again. However, they're not focused on taking meeting, and that's the problem. Is meeting is the real problem. The conference room is killing them every time, because 3 people are hanging out in there, having the conference of a lifetime, shooting bullets across at them.
And that's why you mentioned, you know, we need to take control of the other side, going through a spiral in the main entrance of the bank.
Yeah, they need to take control of that janitor closet as well if they can. 4 people there, although 1 rotates out down to open area. So he will be a little bit of a problem for him late in the round. He's got the cameras to be able to get the intel in time.
Wonder where Eclipse is.
He's on vacation. He's invisible to our cameras.
All right,
there we go. Those stairs we saw him playing so well previously when they're defending the basement. He's just trying to be a thorn in their side as long as possible, because they need to clear those lower floors if they want to play this spiral stairs we were just talking about here in the lobby. They need to worry about him, because that's a lot of your back to expose. They do at least have people playing windows, but Cloud's not playing the most effective angle back at spawn there.
Slash still waiting. Hey, you want a peek?
We're
ready for you. It's the MP5 that he's been so proficient with. JJ this time will come around from the side. He does have the Jackal to help. And, well, Eclipse has rotated around through the skylight here, and they'll get the splash. Will help out Slash as they get the first kill on Waka. Not sure what he was trying to do by rotating very openly in the window there, as you saw everybody playing from the janitor or from the conference room as Eclipse close up, but nobody really to contest him.
The drone just missing him either way. He's actually going to be a problem. They know he's somewhere, but that's a lot of space he could be at. Now they're trying to at least attack from the spiral side. However, they've not got anyone down, and trying to fight this feral turtle is not going to be easy.
Eclipse is right below Norengu here as he try to go in, but Crazy will get one. Mario will fit another. Cloud will get a third as well on Rogue. Now they clean up the site. The last 2 alive are Eclipse and Shuttle. The C4. Wow! My friend, but there's still 2
C4.
Rogue. User just get set here. There you go. JJ will set up right on the CEO desk. Try to fight around. Unfortunately, the K1A does not help in that long-range fight, and because it's the diffuser is elevated, makes it even more difficult for defenders to come back in. Crazy will get one on Eclipse. The only Shuttle alive. He's going to spot possibly the back here of the Habana. He'll get the kill on Crazy. So low on HP. All the Habana and the IQ now last alive. There's no grenades left for JJ to play around with, but Barry is ready. He's got the close-up angle. The instant he crosses into Janitor, he should get taken down. No! Shut's ready. There's still just a bit of time to go for the last contestant. He has to face off against the IQ as he goes in for the diffuser, and that's why it's an elevated plant. He goes in and JJ! They're set around here, so 3. That was way closer. Should have been Shuttle. What a clutch attempt. He played that perfectly. His little bob up, just barely dodging that pre-fire. Oh my god. Overtime or not? That is the question.
It's getting dangerously close to that. And with how Norengu played on the last 2 maps, entirely within the realm of possibility here. Although that was a close one. That was a tough spot. Now they've got to fight Tellers again. This was a tough bomb spot for them to defend.
And I mean, it was one out barely at the end by Rogue.
うちらが同じ
Just
ことや
because
ろう
they
と
had
思ったら
Habana
どれぐら
and
い
the line coming
練
in
習
from
必要
the
かな
front and back to pinch out their opponents. But as you mentioned before, taking control of Janitor, that is the important part for really taking the
camera was
C4 やばいよね。
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it didn't get all the kills, but he played in that janitor closet way longer than he should have. Extremely thanks to his cameras. The ability to know when to peek and when not to. It just made it so they couldn't approach that doorway and actually win the gunfights until towards the end, basically. Now, this is the same lineup that Rogue uses to attack the basement. However, it did work fairly well for attacking top floor last time, but it just, I don't know, it was a bit of a struggle in terms of getting control of that top floor. But Noringu have to win this round to stay in this and have a chance of going home. So they're going to be definitely playing it shuttle. Yeah,
I mean, you bring in the player that's supposed to, you know, sub in for Gio. Gio's already one of the best players.
It reminds me of Uno, right? Where he steps in and you're like, oh, you know, he's a sub kind of or a new player.
Shuttle, the Uno of North America. Actually, that's a very apt description if we're mentioning CLG and ENS.
And Shuttle's a player that goes all the way back to Xbox as well. He was one that joined.
Well, that's where it stops then. Uno was on PS4. So.
Yeah, so both controller players. That's what it is. It's that controller instinct coming to play here. But we'll see. Now, should be interesting this time if they're able to control. Now, if I remember last time, wasn't I think Slash was on Glaz instead of Eclipse when they went to attack this last time. Brian actually looks like he could be going for the garage control first. And Eclipse is going to be trying to look for freebies through the lobby. Always the way to play when you have a Glaz on attacking top or middle floor. Because you never know, someone might expose themselves and get that nice yellow highlight, click on it and win.
Well, honestly, when you're expecting Rogue to bring a Thatcher, it's just better to bring a Mute. Because either way, they're going to use one of their EMPs to take the wall down. Because it's already reinforced. Why bring the Bandit? Just have them win because you can deny so much information, and basically this entire site works around it. And especially if you're going to hold Janitor, that's even more of a reason to have a Mute. Opponents to push anybody playing upstairs out of their position.
Now they need to be a bit more careful in the lobby last time. Last time they jumped over the balcony and got the Glaz because they spent all their time watching this angle and no one's watching upstairs. Here's a nice early line from Slash. It's going to be used to clear these roamers out because they're not using them effectively.
銀行のグラズって意外とめんどくさいからね。
A little bit of a pullback there on that flash grenade.
ライオンがいるのが嫌だ。
グラズカット。
with no run out, so they'll be able to conserve the Valkyrie
グラズカットしたぞ。
Eclipse, of course, very important to
や
help the pickoffs because you usually will leave soft walls from Archive looking into tellers because you play the smoke from the back. In this case, you don't have the ability to do so and use the smokes to your advantage. And just through the front door, the only better pick here would be to go on a thermite. But to say that the line will which is still a sweet deal. 2 now with no damage done.
いや、これグラズライオン抜いたんで、うわ、マジ。
Definitely dominating this. When it comes to playing this bomb site, he is the king for right now. But easily at least getting some ground here. Unfortunately, giving away everything by doing that. And having Brian watch that long angle is not the most effective at the moment. Because they do not have that Glaz anymore. Probably should have been there earlier to make sure that Glaz are
right. Crazy comes in. Shuttle going down now. That is the Thatcher eliminated. Even more difficult. 2 hard creatures left alive. And you know what? I don't know if they took down the Mute Jammer that was will knock it at your window in this case. The Havana will get taken out. Happy birthday,
yeah.
Happy birthday. C4 でプレゼントすんだ。
いや、オーバータイム来た。
Lockers again here from Rogue.
すげえな。
Defended one successfully and failed the other time. So this is
だいぶログ余裕なくなってきたね。
We've seen both Rogue and EG at 6 Invitational getting that energy from the crowd. Well, here
だいぶ余裕ない
overtime.
顔してるね。
3 rounds in total. If you win 2 out of 3, you're through. You get a huge bump in the cash to get at the end. You make it to the semis of Pro League Season 7.
だいぶイラついてるね。
よく抜いたよ今の。
Norengu, or will it be the resident North American here of Rogue?
Do we have some Norengu fans out there after those plays?
スキル。ナイスキル。
これすげえな。
そうか、そこ抜くのありだな。
Crazy with some great plays there as well. They just knew how to just come out at the right hand. Those pre-fires. They know what they're doing when it comes to peeking.
兄さん大丈夫？あなた。
I mean, I don't know. Perfect. Maybe it's just perfect. Maybe they're used to high ping. And they just know how to do those fast peaks to their advantage, I guess.
じゃあちゃんと C4 キルしてハッピーバースデー言わなきゃいけないんだね。分かったよ、覚えたよ。
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together here as overtime will kick in. 4-4. Map 1 taken by Rogue. Map 2 by Norarengu. Japan versus the USA. Who can take this one here? 3 rounds, possibly 2 even. Separate us from the team that'll make it through to the semifinals. And now it's a defense that'll be the strong for Rogue as they play downstairs.
いい試合してるよね。
CCTV. Either team that wins this has definitely shown they've deserved it though. They've both earned a lot of respect for playing this, but this is the same setup we saw Rogue do last time that worked, where they opened up and set up a lot of utility upstairs. Last time they had the majority of the team upstairs and then rotated them all down. Will they give up the top or the middle floor as quickly as they did last time? And with all the reinforcements,
だから JJ がカットされたら痛いんだよ。
At least they played it smart and they did win it.
さっきは JJ が先にそう、さっき JJ がカットされたのはエコーがいるから JJ 出してな、いいな、大丈夫だなと思ったらパーンって抜かれたからね。
めっちゃ痛かったもんね。
めっちゃ痛かった、本当に。調子上げてほしい。
JJ ちょっと調子悪そうだもんな。
がっつり抜かれてたから前のマップで。同じようなやられ方しまくってたからね。
They are definitely reinforcing. He sees that wooden barricade, and that's going to be a big tip-off that they're playing there. But Shuttle is forced to rotate out of the elevators.
Always check the elevators because you never know who's hiding in there. Waka just opening things up with the skeleton key. He'll force one player out of position here. At least that's one of the roamers. The Ella of Eclipse out of archives. So fall back down on the side. Waka continuing in with the drone. He'll just pick this one up. See, nudges it through. Now it just goes on down. Crazy. It's going to try to jump into the open area here through the outside window as drones are spreading out everywhere.
Good drone work though, and making sure they check electrical calls. All those small little closets that they've got to worry about. I assume they did janitor. Otherwise, that was just a big oversight. They are forced downstairs. It looks like at least, all 5. So we got easily playing in garage. Last time, he was using his echo drone to be able to make sure that there's no one approaching from garage. Hit it under a car. It looks like this time he's rotating it back around. Maybe deciding they don't bother to push from garage. Probably a good idea to rotate that yokai drone, as Echo does not have 2 yokai drones just yet.
So, 見て。
Just yet. Oh boy. Calling this out. He's going to play a little aggressively under this hatch though. He's ready to potentially throw up C4 if he needs to.
He's getting the information through the Echo drone as well, but he'll just fall back as he does not want to risk his position. Bit of damage done to the thermite. That is just through the smoke.
Now they tried leaving the wall soft as well, but Cloud's being smart, putting it all the way to the side, and they are pre-firing it well.
Wow.
Calypso does take out Cloud, and that's the thermite dead.
Now he gets the second one as he just jumps right in from behind.
厳しい。
Haven't been able to clean up Eclipse to just force them back with the buck. Mario's last alive, and how did that even escape them here? You see the Ella and the castle running around. Still, the Ella is alive on the top stairs. Mario trying to come in. Did they check the elevators? They should have info on Shuttle here as they'll drop through the gold vault. They'll drop one on the floor with the kill. Now 2 alive and make that 1 for Norarengu. Easily looking around. We'll get the last shot there with the help of Slash. And round 1 of overtime will go the way of Rogue. They need 1 more round, Devin. 1 more, and you go to semis.
And that's a round for them, so that bodes well for next round. I gotta give a lot of credit to Eclipse though. Both times they defended that site. His ability to play flexibly on the realm, to be able to be downstairs and upstairs, absolutely paid off that round as well. But then great plays. Again, we talked about the castle and the elevator. He just went downstairs, went to the other elevator. Decided, because they reinforced.
Always check the elevator. That's like, we've seen that before, backfire, where you'll see, oh, they're playing the elevator in the top stairs, right by the CEO office, and you'll just have a couple players that are running around. Like, why did you not drone?
You got 3 floors of elevators to worry about, and he absolutely proved why.
I think that's why they have elevators.
Is that what they're for?
Yeah.
They have stairs. It's fine. I don't think those elevators work anyway, so. Either way, we are going to see Norarengu going back to Taylor's archives again. Both times Waka was a big part of the reason they were able to successful. If he can hold it up again, we may see this to go to a 5-5 scoreline. If they can take him off the board early, or like make him ineffective, that'll be a problem. And Rogue using their tactical pause here, obviously this is the last opportunity to get this match to use it. It's the perfect time when you're on match and map point to say, all right, let's think about it. Just flips.
Running in and getting these kills should not happen.
That's when you have to control those server stairs.
No claymore, no nothing to set up from behind.
Great plays by Slash as well on that pulse. Just blazing right into the gold vault there in the crossfire from the elevators, from the vault, from the doorway of the sprinklers. Unfortunate for them at the end. They tried. As tactical pause being used to figure out how to attack this bomb site this time. They need to figure out how to more effectively attack it because it's been a big problem for them. They need to keep the glass alive, for example. Slash can be back on glass this time instead of clips. I wouldn't say either of them were more effective on it as they both died before getting any kills. So, I mean, we saw previously when there used to be those heavy pushes that they would do with Glaz in the lobby, they were very effective. So far, it seems like those are not being effective at all. He needs to be playing maybe at a bit more range where he can contest more effectively instead of standing in the middle of a lobby where they can attack you from above.
All right, well, one round possibly. That's all that Rogue needs here. And a 5v4 for round one in overtime will go to the way of our American team here. At least with the one Canadian on it, and that's going to be Waka setting up again in the same planned spot.
Using that camo to his advantage. Now, they didn't find it last time as far as we could tell, so there's a good chance they won't find it this time either. It's not like they pinged with it or anything else like that.
And there is no IQ as well to deal with it.
Absolutely. So I imagine it's going to be very effective yet again. The question is whether or not Waka will hit those shots. And they've shown they can land those pre-fires. They know the timing. They have the aim for the pre-fires. So unless he just gets caught off guard, I think he'll manage. I mean, he did get, I think, basically 2 people pushed away before he was able to finally get pushed out, but it was like half the round gone at that point. So they've got to find a better way to push this janitor closet. There's a Thatcher that actually may take out the camera that time, depending on the range. So that might have stunted Waka's plays in that closet. He may have to rotate.
I think it was thrown right at the edge of the effect into the shrubbery.
Yeah, oh, we just heard a shot as well that might have been on a camera also. So, looks like they finally learned nerfs. Now they're smacking and pre-setting up the castle barricades as well.
Ooh.
So they're getting ready to push where they need to. And Bono doing a good job opening up the walls. This is starting to fall apart a bit here. Now, obviously no one's died yet, but they've lost a lot of ground on this map control.
Yeah, Waka will have to fall back, so we won't be seeing that janitor hold from him at least. You see even the C4 thrown in, no, but Slash will get the kill on Waka. Rogue.
Ooh, that's a big deal though for how Waka's been playing.
4 more kills is all they need to go into the semifinals. As you see, Mario falling back onto the site and playing around it now instead of the top side. They burned quite a bit of time off of Rogue's timer here, but the fact that they have complete top control as CEO means that Eclipse is just going to come in and open up the floorboards, take down mirror windows that are set up, huge jammers, and pull back the smoke if it's hidden somewhere. They'll use even the castle barricade to their advantage on the attack.
Now what he's got to be careful about is playing Buck upstairs with half health like that means that the C4 doesn't have to hit you as directly to get the kill. So there's a much higher chance that he could be overplaying his hand upstairs. However, if he dies opening up all those holes, at least the rest of the team gets to use those to their advantage. So it's not a big deal, not to mention the C4 itself will probably open up a hole if they get to that point. And looks like the MP5 though will do good enough job onto Brian. That is Habana down. Hopefully they got all they needed out of those X-Kairos we heard earlier, because otherwise it's up to easily to breach the walls.
Now they'll get the refrag here very quickly from Shuttle, but it's a 3 versus the remaining 4 of Rogue. Damage done to Shuttle and to Eclipse, with all 3 from Norengo still alive and full health. Easily will come in here and open up the back wall. Shuttle gets one more on Crazy, but Cloud will come in, dropping easily. That is a big pick here because that was the diffuser carrier. Cloud needs to try and stay alive. He's got a Nitro Cell to play around it as well. As he peeks in very quickly, taking a bit of damage as well. The top side is where he has to worry, and the C4 will just detonate right next to the 2 players, not really taking them down. Shuttle very low in HP.
Okay!
Shuttle is will get the last 2 kills, and Rogue, our North American team, will win it, but just by a hair, Devin. They make it through to the semifinals.
That was a lot closer than anyone here expected to see. Norengo played fantastic and absolutely deserve a round of applause as well as Rogue. But Rogue, the winners at the end of the day, and now they move forward to tomorrow to their hardest match yet. Gonna have to take a bit of time, and it's spent some time with Ranger thinking about what they might have done wrong.
Yeah, what happened here? And this is also a thing because both EG with Bacon and Penta with Shafts are watching this game. They're getting information on what Rogue have done right and wrong, and what really Norengo have had that is an impressive bit of play, or some of the styles that they can maybe adapt to their game tomorrow versus Rogue. Whichever team makes it through, that is the upcoming game. Though for now, we'll congratulate Rogue, and also we've seen great plays from Norengo. They have definitely shown up and shown everybody in the world that do not underestimate APAC anymore.
And I'm excited for what Fnatic's going to bring as well.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see because they do have a rematch against Team Liquid, but that is further down in the day. We'll remind you, after this victory from Rogue, our second matchup is EG v Penta. The next one after that is going to be 2 more rematches actually, because we have Millennium playing against FaZe, and they played against one another at Gamescom, where FaZe playing as Fnatic were able to win, and of course the last one, Fnatic v Liquid. But for now, we'll head down to the stage as our good friend Matt Anders is ready for a quick interview with our winners of Rogue.
Thank you, Milos. Thank you, Emzo. Thank you, Norengo, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into that easily, ladies and gentlemen, please, as you have just done, but more so for Norengo, #1 seed out of Japan, and an incredible performance. Amazing work by them, and I was very nearly going to interview Crazy Papillon from them about how they knocked out Rogue, but instead, easily, the win goes to you. But, oh my God, we've only just started. We have 3 more quarterfinals ahead of us. That was a monster.
Yeah, like that was a real barn burner. Like, we definitely underestimated them. We came in, we thought we were gonna win the first 2 maps, like no problem. Like we prepared Consulate, which was their map pick. We knew they liked it, and we prepared pretty well. But we actually threw a lot of rounds, so that was kind of like unlucky. But then Coastline, we thought we were gonna like smoke them because they always banned it, and then they came prepared, and we got surprised by that. And then Bank was just like the wild card. We didn't know kind of what they had on Bank. They didn't know what we had on Bank because they barely played it, we barely played it. So we just came more prepared for the last map.
4-1. You turned it around from on Consulate. That map looked like it was heading Norengo's way. We were backstage, as I'm sure many people in the audience were thinking out here as well. Rogue, like, where are you? Are you guys warm? Are you guys ready for this? You're being dismantled here. You turned that 4-1 around into a 6-4 win. How did you do that?
Basically, we kind of figured out our issues.
プロリーグってさ、こういう大会って1年に何回あるの？年1か。
Like usually when we're playing like we like to get aggressive at the start and then down that aggression, but we kind of started the opposite against them. We started like playing slower.
秋とか冬ぐらいに予選があるってこと？春か
？Chill that out. Got our early picks, fell back to site, and then on attack, we just make sure we were turning everything.
またじゃあ来年のこの間ぐらいの時って
You
こ
were
と
quite chilled
か。
as a team when you did turn that around and you took the first map. Looking over there, like there was very little celebration of like, yes, we got it. It was all stern faces. Ranger, your coach, giving you a talking to as well. You know that one was nearly not yours.
Yeah, pretty much. Like we won 1 map, but there's 2 more maps potentially in the series. Like next map, like we were feeling more confident the next map, and then we lost 5-1. We got way too comfortable yet again. So for the 3rd map, we just had to focus up again and get the win. But it's just we just got to stop underestimating, and yeah, that's it.
You come here as a #1 seed out of NA. We've touched on that a couple of times already, that you've maybe been in Evil Genius's shadow in other tournaments. Was that extra pressure on you?
Not really. Like we only focus on playing our own game, and that's pretty much it. We don't really worry about other teams. We just worry about ourselves.
You'll need to worry about your next opponent though, because we're going to see who that's going to be in our next quarterfinal. You will be in our first semi-final tomorrow against Penta, or a team you might have heard of, Evil Geniuses.
So yeah, they're both really good teams. Penta's obviously in stand-in, so it's going to be interesting how they see. Our stand-in shuttle played amazing, so if Kanto plays amazing for Penta, Penta will come out, but if their roles aren't working out, then EG might come out on top. I mean, it's definitely going 3 maps, but we'll see who comes out on top.
Who do you want? Do you want an All-American semi-final, or do you want to take on a world champion?
I want to take on the world champion.
Oh.
All right. Either way, it's going to be an amazing contest, and it is Rogue who will face them in the semi-finals.
すごい。
いやでもすごかったね。
すごかった。
アッシュカットしたのやばくない？
やばかった。
あれはすごかったね。
決め打ちで決め打ちであそこで狙われるのはもうなかなか見れないね。
あとはあれだね、銀行のハッピーバースデーだね。あれグラスカットしたんでかいね。
すごかったんだよね。これはもうやべえやべえと思ってたもんな。ありえない。
バルキリーやばいよね、向こうの。
やばい本当に。
でも銀行の捨て方楽しいね。あ、これだ。
Okay, let's all catch our breath. That's one quarterfinal done here at the Rainbow Six Pro League Season 7 Finals for you live from Atlantic City. We've seen an American team go through to the semi-finals. The number one.
はい、ということでちょっと放送は一旦ここまで。
はい。お疲れ様です。
お疲れ様です。ありがとうございます。
まだ単語じゃ起きてるんでしょ？
眠くなってきたね。
おい。